did the math wrong.
Yeah, you guys should be level 5, right? Like you all...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, level 5.
Yeah, I guess we'll do that.
Sorry, yeah, I might have forgotten to tell you, given that you missed a couple sessions there.
Someone told me, I just forgot to do it.
Gotcha. Alright, well, I want to play some D&D, so let's see here.
Oh. D&D, that game's for nerds.
Right, isn't it? Welcome back, everyone, to another game of Skyfall 5e. How was the week? Anything exciting? Nothing at all.
Not particularly.
No.
Next week's the
Stampede's
exciting
going on,
week.
so the city sucks.
What?
Stampede.
Oh, isn't that like
It's
the
busy.
best time?
No, man, it's busy as shit. It's terrible.
Like you can't drive anywhere, there's pickup trucks all over the place, beer
Yeah,
cans.
there's like every like random guy from rural Alberta is here with his horse trailer, and then all the tourists on top of that. It's not good.
I mean, the commute to work is probably hell, but that sounds like a lot of fun in a weird, sort of hectic way. I still haven't been to a stampede yet. I'll have to go one year.
One of these years, yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least there's some stuff happening somewhere in the world. As for us, I guess we'll just get into some RP. So, picking up where you guys left off last session, you did a little bit of Rumble in the Jungle, which seems to be the common theme for your group. And then you took a express travel out of there. When you made it towards the fort, you were afforded a rather fast taxi all the way back to the city of Cruxiat, where you took a very large sum of gold that you got from an angelic being, and you are now about to do some shopping. We were going to get into it last session, but it was kind of late, so we sort of put it off. So now, hopefully you guys have some ideas as to what it is you want to buy before you go back in for a quest to destroy and conquer another Wanti temple, this time more difficult than any of those that you've encountered before. What do you guys want to do?
So there are a lot of things we can buy here. Did we ever end up deciding on what we wanted to buy?
That would be organized, so probably not.
Well, there's a few things that we definitely need. I need some bullets. We need some caltrops, ball bearings. The armor might not be a bad idea. Health potions, perhaps. Dangerous territory we're walking into. Any thoughts at all?
The rest of your party stares forward.
More rope. How much would like 50 foot of rope cost, Lucian?
50 foot of rope isn't all that much. I think that goes for a couple gold pieces. Let me check.
Take your time.
Is there anything that anybody thinks they need before we head out? Any new equipment? Any items at all?
Not particularly. We could always grab more anti-venom. That has not failed us yet.
Could we afford like a thing for Revivify, mayhaps?
What is the cost of that?
I think it's 100. Give me a moment to
I'm
be absolutely
looking it
sure.
up. Let's see.
Revivify.
300.
300? Oh, fuck.
300 diamond.
Well, we could afford it.
Must be used on somebody that's died within the last minute, but it could be useful. You're not exactly going for a walk in the park.
Well, look, if we got 10 pounds of the ball bearings, 10 of the caltrops, the materials needed for Revivify, 5 potions, and we could afford a couple breastplates, that's about 1500. So still some left over.
And if I remember correctly from the last session there, none of the magical items in town that are permanent are within your price range from a bad luck roll that we got. But there is very ample supply of potions, scrolls, like consumable type things. There's a ton of them, and anything that you could need as far as blacksmithing equipment, ammunition, armor, all that jazz, it's all available.
We could use the rest of the cash and see if any of those scrolls might be useful. You never know what we might need out in the jungle.
That Death Ward spell's so good.
Somebody get Death Ward?
Or no, it was one of the scrolls. It was for 200 gold pieces, so it's not like... It's not gonna dig too deep into our supplies, right?
Yeah, how much cash do you guys have total? I thought it was like around 2k or like 1.5.
Yeah, it's about 2k.
So I have the two 1,000 gold bars, plus whatever cash we had before that.
Okay.
Can I just convert the 2,000 or the 2 gold bars in 2,000? Is that like a 1-to-1?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Once you're in town, you can do conversions just fine.
Because I've got that for the moment.
Well, if we've got nothing else, I know I like to not die, and I believe Dominic as well would prefer to stay alive. Could be useful to get those breastplates.
Well, that is definitely true, but seeing as Mackinac is immortal...
Yes, but it does not really help Dominic and I when we're getting hit. Just think, if we come back with twice as much gold as we've got now.
Now, Lenry, you would have vague memories of that which has happened over the past few days. As you're coming out of your sickness here, you know, you're in town, you remember riding here from all sorts of terrible things in the jungle, and you do remember that the gold that your party is currently talking about is a reward that was offered up by this angel should you guys take this next temple. You guys will also notice that Lenry is feeling better here as you're kind of, group huddled around like a park bench deciding what to buy in town.
I also have a strange amulet.
You do, which was put around your neck while sick one day.
It hasn't killed me, so I guess it's okay.
Yeah, so do you know what it does?
Do I know?
I would say player-wise, yeah, and tabletop-wise. It lets you gain advantage on a single roll, and you have to use it's a bonus action to activate it.
Gotcha.
Oh, hey Linley, do you know much about alchemy and potions?
No.
Oh, damn it.
I can make some medicines. That's about it.
Well, I can't seem to find anyone who knows what that other potion I found was. It remains a mystery.
Well, we should probably not end up using it if it ends up being another one of those that kills them.
It'll be a last resort thing. Well, if no one really needs to buy anything, we should get some of these supplies then.
Absolutely. Does anyone need anything in particular?
Rope.
Oh, sorry, the rope is 2 gold. I typed it in the chat there.
I missed it. Okay.
You can buy some if you want.
I'm gonna buy myself a bunch of rope.
How much would it be for rations?
Rations in town are cheap. They go for, let's see how cheap. Okay, that's mediocre. They go for 5 silver each.
Okay. Empty my own pocket. I now completely rely on party funds.
So, table talk wise, are we planning on buying anything else, or should we just get going?
Well, I'm just waiting for input. Like, we kind
Yeah,
of
I
need
think
some of this stuff. We need to.
Required ball bearings, caltrops, anti-venom.
Yeah.
Maybe some healing potions with what money we have left.
If nobody wants anything else, we may as well get a couple of breastplates and all that potions. We still got money left over. Get the diamond for whatever it is for the spell.
Does anyone remember how much those potions of poison resistance cost? Because I feel like that's gonna save our lives.
I'll say probably more than the potions of healing.
Probably.
They were... I think it was... What was it?
I think I don't even remember.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds here. Okay. They give you resistance to poison for an hour, and they last, or sorry, they cost, I think you were quoted at 130 each. So if you're taking poison-based damage, you can cut it in half for 130 bucks. What was some of the mundane items you guys were looking for? I put the caltrop price there. It's 2 gold. There was something else?
I need bullets. I need 2 bags of bullets.
Okay. The bullets are a single gold each, so you can buy as many of those as you want.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get 2 bags. That's 40.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna write that down. 40 gold.
Would it be worth it to just splurge 650 gold to get all of us the poison resistance?
I would say no. Simply because we could take one of us clerics could take lesser restoration for it.
Well, wouldn't we still I'm just thinking in combat, I got crit by that poison arrow and it dealt like 30 damage to me. The higher roll. I'm not keen on that happening again.
I won't tell you
That's
the
cool.
exact
That's,
numbers, but about 1/3 of that was normal damage, and 2/3 were poison.
How much for an anti-crit potion?
Ooh. Adamantine armor is not available in town.
Oh,
What about
Ask Monday Group, they have a set.
Hey, you guys want to kill Monday Group real quick?
sounds good to me.
let's also just find a little halfling slave, and then we can use that ridiculous Xanathar's racial feat. Easy peasy.
Oh yeah. The living
How much
luck
for
charm.
Oh
how
wait,
much for
I
ball bearings?
do also just have protection from poison.
I'll get you the price for
I have
those.
poison immunity, so I don't even worry about McNamara for like poison stuff.
There we go. 2 gold
Yeah.
for ball bearings as well.
I'll just prepare protection from poison. How about that?
Okay, so right now we're at. Let's see.
Save
So
money.
we're good with the at least a healing potion for everybody, just to have it on you. That works for everyone.
Yeah, that sounds
Good for me.
Okay, so it's those plus the bullets plus the ball bearings plus the caltrops is 310.
Oh,
Okay, so if we
protection from- Oh, sorry, continue.
If we get those breastplates, that's plus another 960. So then we're at 1270. We still got 730 gold.
Do you really want to? Because that's a lot of second level spell slots, all on protection from poison. Are you sure we shouldn't at least buy one?
We can. Coco will sense Earl's. I see you were hit a lot, but we'll get one just in case. You hold on to it, Earl.
Thank you.
So we're at 600 gold then.
So you guys think you'll be fine, and then you'll see that legendary snake which could not die, and you'll be like, it's good that we got this potion.
Well, do we want to look at the scrolls very quickly? See if there's anything worth it that might get us out of a jam.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's 75. We have less. Calculations are off.
So I can just have this written down. How long does that poison resistance potion last again?
An hour.
Wonderful. I feel like overspending is ideal here. Just because it's better to get... Because 2k gold's a lot, right? And we're going to be able to get that if we beat this. So...
Would they have any guns up for sale?
Oh. They would have firearms here for sale. So, let's see. I'll get you a quote. There we go. Let's roll luck. Are you looking for a pistol or a rifle? Or either?
Either, I guess.
Okay.
Realistically, the pistol's probably, like a powder pistol's more affordable.
Okay. Let's see. Alright.
Oh, me roll luck?
No, I just rolled it. There is a perfectly new pistol that does 1d10 piercing damage, 30, 90 for range, all that stuff. And it's going for 400 gold. So...
No. I will not. No, too expensive. I'll just finish my gun when I get back to Vossanax. Well, we've got a bit left. Why not look at the scrolls? See if there's something useful. One or two, it's not going to hurt.
Well, we might as well.
I'll wander back over there if...
Sure. There is a number of scrolls available. It looks as though most of them are fairly low-level magic, but there are some that start to go into the more and more powerful domains, some of which are, still beyond you guys, despite the quick acquisition of power that you guys have had. Somebody had mentioned that there is a Death Ward scroll. That is indeed there. There's also a scroll of Dimension Door for the same price, 200. At 150, there's a Fireball. There's a Fly scroll. There's a... Let's see... There's a Scorching Ray for 100. So there's a few things. Are you guys looking for anything in particular?
I don't think so.
Just kind of seeing what there is. The Fireball one's very enticing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Fireball and Dimension Door look so sexy.
I mean, Fireball's a good spell.
Yeah. Well, how much gold do we have left over?
So we have 475.
Do we want to spend to the,
Yes,
till we
I
have
think
none
we
left?
do.
Okay.
Well, so that Fireball could save our lives. Like, I think we should... That's a lot of damage to a lot of snake men.
Yeah, I'm of the same opinion. Are there multiple skulls of fireball, or is this just a one fireball?
There are 3.
Oh,
So there you go. I put the price in there as well.
can anyone use a scroll, or does it have to be a magic person?
Anybody can read it.
Oh shit!
Let's see here.
It's definitely tempting.
Oh my god, wait. That's so much damage, holy shit. I think we should.
If we're after a big thing, I see no downside at all.
Now, it will use the DC of whoever's, using the scroll. So, if you have, like, the least intelligent person in the party, using a wizard scroll, and just assume most of these are wizard scrolls, then, you'll be at a bit of a disadvantage.
Does that
Alright,
apply
who's the
even if you're
smartest?
not a... Like, for example, for Mackinac, like, would he use Wisdom because that's his spellcasting mod, or would it just be Intelligence anyway?
I'd let him do it if it was a spell that was within, like, a cleric list or something.
Okay.
So if it could be done by a wisdom type caster, then I'd be like, okay, sure, go for it. But if it's like, let's say wizard exclusive or charisma or whatever, you're gonna have to use that one.
Yeah, that's not the case of Fireball, so we'd have to.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, 46 damage to everyone is really
that's true.
I mean, that would
it's
help
just
if we just did 4 fireballs into, like, the middle of the Wanti Temple. It's like, well, if any of them survive, they're gonna be weak.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, if-
fireball comes with sorcerer or wizard for
Yeah.
base. So
Okay.
you could use charisma or int, for instance, on that.
if we laid 2
Yeah, give it to the
fireballs on
plus
each
5.
other, right? Like they're just going to it's going to guaranteed do 8d6, right? Assuming that they don't scatter after the first one, which they probably will.
I mean,
Well, based on what we've seen, I think we might need the fireball scrolls. We could get all 3 of them. Do we want to get the last 2 scrolls and we can be on our way?
Would we be able to grab him breastplate?
Yes, that still is included in the cash total. Table talk. If we can get all that stuff, and we still have 25 gold. Give 1 scroll to Dominic. Give 1 scroll to Mackinac, and 1 to whoever.
Who? I mean, I guess we should figure out who is the. After those 2, who is like the next highest int or charisma?
I am +1 on both.
I'm
My
+0 on both, so not me.
I'm +2 in int.
I have 0 in intelligence, but I have Arcana proficiency, and I have
You have charisma
+5.
though, right?
Yeah, I have +5 in charisma.
Oh, I mean, you definitely have to.
Why in the world do I have 14 wisdom?
Could you think about that? Perception.
Just
It's all
praise
dart
the
knowledge.
Maniac is a wise man.
So 1 Mackinac, 1 Lenry, 1 Dominic. Breastplate to Dominic, breastplate to me, potion to everybody. Anti-venom to Earl. Mundane items, and we're good.
So, are we... I didn't hear. Are we buying any of the fireball scrolls?
Oh yeah, we'll get all 3 of them.
Oh, nice. Okay. Who's gonna be holding onto them then?
Probably Mackinac, Dominic, and Lenry.
Okay, that makes sense.
Everybody good with that? It's 25 gold left over in the pot, and then we'll just replenish, hopefully, by not dying in the jungle.
If I die, I gave you permission to sell all of my shit. Anything that's not, like, destroyed.
Oh, don't worry, you'll be okay.
If I die, you don't get to keep any of it. I'm buried with my darts.
Just let me keep the holy symbol. That's all I care about.
Should we take one of these darts, like, you know, a souvenir to remember him? No, he was very specific.
Pretty sure it's dying.
Mackinac, oh, sorry.
Pretty sure it's dying words are, you still have to find the golden dart and bury it with me.
He forces them out on the quest.
Mackinac, would you be able to hold I'll take a couple of the caltrops and ball bearings. Would you be able to carry the rest?
I should be able to carry the spare supplies. Which is how much?
So it'd be 3 bags of ball bearings and 3 bags of caltrops. And then you'd have a fireball scroll.
Mm-hmm. You said 3 bags of ball bearings, 3 bags of caltrops?
Yeah.
And a scroll of fireball. Okay. Sounds good.
Alright, and then Dominic, there's your breastplate.
Thank you kindly.
And I think we got everything.
Okay.
Do we need to do
Impoverished.
anything before we leave?
If there's anything else, you guys are in town, and once you head back into the jungle, it's going to be slim pickings.
We could say hello to our friend Ecker that we saved from the jungle.
Oh, I forgot about Ecker Swift Striker. We should... I mean, how the hell are we gonna find him? Just run through the street shouting his name? We don't know if he's alive either. Last we saw, we time skipped while he was heavily wounded in the middle of the jungle. He was
Probably
also
fine.
sick, I think.
Well, we could always just ask a couple people on the way out, see if they know or are familiar with him, and if not, head back to the fort.
That works just as well with me. Are we off?
I don't believe I need to do anything in town. The rest of you, are we good to go?
I'm good.
Okay.
Should be good.
First roll of the evening. Somebody make a luck roll, please.
Shall I? As
Yes, the glorious return. Oh no, wait,
Oh,
Steve's
whoa,
got it.
whoa, whoa,
Oh,
I
no,
rolled.
Steve's got it. Steve's got it. It's alright.
Yeah, 13's not bad.
Okay. Asking around in town about Eckhart, you don't hear anything. Nobody seems to know exactly who it is that you're talking about. Once or twice you think that somebody knows, and then when they describe him to you, it doesn't quite match up. It seems that, well, maybe he didn't make it into town. Who knows?
Quite unfortunate.
Yeah, we can always look around a bit more next time we're in town, when there's not pressing matters to attend to.
Okay. Let's see here. So, the fort that you guys are supposed to get to is all the way over here. How are you guys getting there? Are you going to take the road down through the forts and then just hang off and make your way along?
Can we get a ride to the fort from, like, if we checked in at the military post, would they be able to get us a ride down there?
Oh.
To the fort, not to the temple, deep in the territory.
Mm-hmm. You might be able to. There, where would you go? Just to a guard post kind of thing?
I guess wherever, like, we would have loaded up to it the first time, and where we dropped off when we came back, to see if there's anyone headed south.
Okay. Traveling over towards one of the gates, you come up to a large stone building, and here on the outside you can see a couple of these different caravans and carts. And remember being dropped off here a little while earlier. When you go ahead and walk up to the place, there are clearly available carts that could take you, and these seem to be sort of cordoned off, like they're meant specifically for the city. When you guys approach, there's already somebody standing outside who, kind of steps over in your direction. You had seen him here before. maybe one of the people who works at this little establishment. When he comes up to you, he's a middle-aged man there. He's kind of got his arms crossed, and he looks like he's delivering bad news to you guys. Immediately, he says, sorry there, guys. These are for the city only.
Nobody headed to the forest down south?
Well, sometimes. But
Well, what about this time?
those are mostly private VIP kind of things. You're going to want to find a commercial service to take you down there.
Oh, fair enough. Do you know where we'd be able to find that?
I can probably find some closer to the market.
Well, off to the market, I guess. Come along, gang.
Hi-ho, hi-ho.
You guys eventually make it back into the market and find a much better selection of all these different little like courier companies and whatnot. And some of them have their prices listed outside. It looks like most of them charge like a gold piece or two per day of travel, and that's per seat. So if you guys are aiming to get down to the fort, it looks like it's going to cost you maybe anywhere from like
Exactly 26 gold.
like roughly maybe 4 to 5 gold each to get down to like the lowest fort, to Fort Shen.
Oh, that's what we got left, isn't it?
Can we get a bulk discount?
Is one of you going to negotiate with the caravan master?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
You guys go and look around. Some of the prices are a little bit more outlandish. There's clearly those who are willing to pay extra gold for a nicer ride in a carriage with satin and all that. But you guys just need to get from one spot to the next. You pick the cheapest one you can, and it looks like it just might be enough for the little bit of gold that you still have left. The caravan master sees you guys approaching. You're looking at his prices, and he walks up to your group. He says, "Guys looking to head off somewhere?"
Yes, actually. We were hoping for transportation to Fort Shen. We have some business with the military, and they request our presence immediately. Trying to find, well, someone of good quality to help us get down there as fast as possible.
Roll luck for me, please.
Oh.
Okay, that was too close.
Okay.
Fuck you.
He says, military, really? I can't say I like the idea of going down south, but... Alright, is it the lot of you? And he points at each of your heads.
Yes.
It
Sir.
is.
Okay. Well, standard fare is 25 gold for all of you then.
Is there any way that we can make it a military discount? If not, I totally understand. But it would greatly help us, as they've given us a little bit of a budget to abide by.
Roll persuasion, please.
Oh, fuck, that's an 11.
11. He says, I can do 22.
Just gotta look at everyone else.
That would be
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you.
You have my sincerest
work.
thanks.
He holds out his hand.
I turn to whoever is currently holding the remainder of her gold.
I assume it's Mackinac, so I turn towards him.
It's like
Oh.
when everybody does the wave in the crowd, turning to the next person, until eventually the robot's at the very end.
Beep boop.
I will pull out the gold.
Okay. He takes 22 of it, and turns around and hops on into the cart. Well, I'm all ready to go. Supplies already loaded on.
Then we're off. We're off? We're off?
We're off.
We're off.
We're
We're
off.
off.
We're off.
There's the sound of a whipping cord there, and the horses suddenly go off into action, and bumping down the road, you guys make it for the gate. I'd need somebody to roll luck for the travel down to the fort, please.
That I will do. And I would like to point out, I still rolled just for posterity last time, and I got a 20.
Okay.
So there goes all my good luck. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. It takes you 5 days to get down to Fort Shen. And when you guys finally get there, it's a somewhat familiar sight. Once again, there's this large military installation with all of the trees nearby, clear cut. These huge gates, large towers with people looking over the sides, that kind of thing. And you guys are dropped off at the gate. The caravan master turns around, and he's off. To answer your question in there, yes, there are 5 days worth of injury rolls.
Oh boy.
So those of you who are cripples, now's the time.
I think all I had was like some scars.
Nice.
Oh god, I don't even know if I have 5 dice.
Don't worry, you can use the other injury die.
Oh, I see a 20 in there.
Oh shit, I have vision again!
So
There's a
There
big die.
He can see.
did you have more than one injury?
No, I just had I have 2 scars and then I had the blurred vision disadvantage on all ranged attacks.
Gotcha. Okay. So you can go ahead and remove that. It happens gradually.
Hallelujah.
But one day when you're camping out on the road there, in the jungle on the side of the little caravan, you finally wake up and rub your eyes and your vision seems to be coming back. By the time that you've finally gotten to the fort, it's all but a memory and you can see perfectly fine.
Which works perfectly because for this level up I switched out my invocation
Hmm.
for Armor of Shadows, which I was hedging my bets on that everyone would be cool with going with breastplate. And I took Eyes of the Runekeeper.
I see.
I can read all writing.
Oh,
Handy.
It might become useful.
Yeah, you should read my potion that I.
Oh shit, can I read his potion?
Well, I don't think there's writing on it.
Oh, I thought there was a label.
Oh,
It's in hieroglyphics.
no, yeah, you could have that. I remember them being labeled in the place you found them. It makes sense that you'd take the label with you. You read the potion and find out. Give me 2 seconds here.
It's already paying off.
oh my god.
I had the spell right here. The potion is activated the moment that you drink it. There must be a enemy that you can see within range, the range being 120 feet, and it casts Phantasmal Killer on them. The DC is 15.
Whoa!
Damn.
So you can write Potion of Phantasmal Killer, DC 15.
Wow.
That's
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay, I'm glad we didn't waste that.
Yeah, me too.
What are snakes even afraid of?
bigger snakes.
Oh, Dominic, you solved the mystery. Thank you.
Oh, don't blame me.
Wait, why couldn't you read it before? There were so many things there.
We could have discovered so much.
I don't know.
Damn it, man.
In this past trip of coming back and learning from what we gained with Celestine, I think it opened my eyes a little bit, and also I can see far again. I feel like I might be able to actually hit something with my arrows.
Oh, that is
Excited
good.
to try it out.
Glad you have healed.
I'm excited to try hitting things again.
Earl, did you manage? You feeling any better after the trip?
Well, no, but
Oh no. Don't
Roll
worry.
Pukes off the side.
it's quite fine.
You'll be better before you know.
Whoa!
Oh,
If
so
they have those potions, fuck.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. I don't even know what cats are afraid of.
dogs.
Well, snakes now. The little snake in the mist.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'll
Well,
see. It's just this
according
little
to
tiny figure.
Google-
It's like a foot high.
Snake in the
snake's-
Mist, level 9 spell.
So we're at we reached the fort now.
You guys are currently outside of the fort. If you want to continue on and travel into the jungle, you're more than welcome to. If you want to try and get into the fort, you can. This is not the same fort where you had all those friends from before, like the fort master or anything. That was a different fort.
Oh, we're at Trahan and now we're at Shen. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we at least stop in and tell them that we're going to... If things go wrong, perhaps?
Ask us a lot of questions.
Probably. Yeah.
Get the
let's
status
probably
reports as
just-
well.
We should probably just skip it.
Are you sure? What if the situation has worsened? We would want to know what's going on.
This
That's
is
a better idea. Yep. Nope. Let's do that.
Okay. Your group is not far from the gate, and when you approach to go and get inside, somebody calls from the upper ramparts of the wall. Halt there! What business have you down here?
You're snake killers.
Mercenaries?
In a way.
Yeah.
Sort-
At the
sort
same
of.
time, not entirely. We're friends with the military fort just north of here.
We haven't heard of your coming. You should have a summons. Some paperwork.
We had mentioned to the fort leader that we're going to Cruxia to replenish our supplies and then back down to try to track down the 1T temple. We've already managed to clear one out south of the Fort Trahan.
He pauses for a second, and I'm going to make a roll for him. He looks at your group. He holds in his hand a crossbow, and there's others nearby that are, currently holding weapons in your general direction. And he continues, and he says, "If that's the case, then I wish you good luck."
What do you mean?
I mean that any blow struck against the 1T is a good one.
Is there any chance that we might enter and find news of any change in the recent events? The day, even? It's been a long journey back from Cruxia.
He whispers to another guard. They share some sort of silent conversation far away, and then he calls back down to you. And he says, "The day, it's the last day of summer. And as far as entering the fort, not without some paperwork that shows that you're military or have some other business here."
Do we have any paperwork?
I don't think so.
Do we have the? I guess not for this fort. I think we still have the paperwork for getting the job in the first place.
Check your inventories, boys.
I don't have anything.
Yeah. Look, if we can't come in, can you please tell us what has been going on in the last little while down here? We don't want to We walk into our deaths and not know at least what has been going on lately.
And nor do we want to be stepping on the military's toes.
You could be Wanti's spies for all I know. I'm sorry. I don't mind telling you the day, but you're not getting past these gates, and I'm not telling you what's going on in the area.
What is this guy, stupid? Look, he's a robot. You think 1T would have a robot?
I mean, maybe.
It'd probably be best to not insult them, barring it.
Ah, look at him. He's just a lowly guard gate. What's he going to do?
Not let us in.
Ah, we don't need to go in, I guess.
Fair.
We were just trying to check up on things.
There's
Hey, we
rumors the
could've helped them
Wanti can take human forms. Maybe worse. If you don't
Have you ever
have
fought the 1T there, Mr. Doorguard?
more times than I'd like to recount.
Full of shit.
Should we just bypass the fort and continue forward?
Yeah, it might be best if they don't want to let us in. It's a bit of a hassle that we don't really need.
Well, looks like we've made our decision then. Should we be off?
Off we shall be.
Like I said, if what you say is true, I wish you good luck.
Fair enough. Thank you for the vote of confidence.
He nods and lowers his crossbow, and some of the guards, they let down their guard as well as he sort of turned to leave.
If your men encounter us out in the jungle, we're on your side. We're not going to attack you.
He nods. As you guys leave, you're headed off into the jungle and moving for that final temple. Now, you guys have been about up to here, I think, in the jungle, but you haven't been any further. So you're going to be treading into new ground, territory that you've never been to before. I need somebody who has... Actually, one of you has proficiency in survival, right?
Earl does. I think our ranger does as well.
Oh, you have a ranger. Never mind. So
Yeah.
you'll be able to pathfind okay. I will have somebody roll luck for the general travel, and we'll see how many days of rations and whatnot you guys need to go through.
The ranger himself.
I'd be foraging for stuff too.
Sure.
I can
Right,
create
right,
mystery water.
Hey, that's not too bad.
Actually, wait, I unprepared that. Never mind.
You get to prepare at the start.
I
of the
know,
day.
but I'll forget to unprepare it if I don't do it now.
Ah, shit. We should have bought cinnamon oil. Apparently that's snake repellent.
What?
I'm just googling snake facts.
Look,
We need to
don't
know our enemy.
you don't need to be buying no essential oils.
Okay. You guys make it 2 days into the jungle. Or sorry, no, 3 days. It's my bad. And the first little bit is fine. You travel along the road, but then the road breaks apart. Gradually, it turns into just a dirt trail, and that dirt trail falls apart into just a mass of knotted vines and strange plants. Soon, the overbrush is too much, and you're basically backpacking through the jungle proper. You're maybe nearing the halfway point, going past different strange sounds and seeing insects with colorful displays and perhaps motioning how poisonous they are to the others around here. You guys keep a tight formation and manage to safely get to this point. When you guys lay down for rest, however, I need to know what the watch order is.
Probably be second.
I can take the last one, I guess.
I'll go first.
I'll go third.
Perfect. Who's the
Also-
last one?
Oh no, that's me.
Okay, perfect.
For the days we've traveled,
Yes.
Are those injury roll days?
Please,
or
yeah, roll
these-
another 3.
Okay, wonderful.
Do you want to use the injury die? down
Oh,
here?
yes. Forgot that was the thing.
Injury guy.
Oh, what's these?
Yeah, that's illusion. We don't touch those. I don't know why I can't change
Oh,
the color.
oh,
There's
Ooh.
2 of them. that
oh,
are so-
unfortunate. Oh well,
Still a
it's
cripple.
just -1 AC. You know, that's not gonna come in handy.
You'll get better, Earl. I promise.
It's just vomit. That's just all it is.
Wait, Koala, you're level 5 cleric now, yeah?
Yes.
You have lesser restoration?
That's a second level spell. I've had that.
You guys just
Wasn't
haven't
that-
had, like, Lenry in your group for a while.
Yeah, I can
Oh.
just. I actually have. Bird. I can just do that.
Once a day as well. Double up. Is that allowed?
Sorry, what?
Is it on I can't remember if on the website it says that if you
I
have
think it was
less
once per day you can do it.
It has to
Like
be a
once per day
level...
you can do the heal.
Yeah, it's once per day, and it has to be a level 3 spell.
I
So-
mean, can I cast it level 3?
You could, yeah.
Let's
I
do that
wouldn't.
then.
I wouldn't want to tax your spell slots if you.
We have multiple days. I would have done that by now.
Okay.
Yeah. Just record that you don't have it, so if you want to roll another 3, go for it. Lenry will just be down 1 spell slot. 1 level 3 spell slot.
Nope.
Okay, nope.
Unfortunate.
So, it's the middle of the night. Darkness has fallen on the jungle, and the sounds and strange noises that seem to fill this place have only gotten worse as the darkness has come on. You guys are familiar with this. You've been here before. It's not exactly like your own backyard, but you know a lot of these strange sounds, and you also know not to necessarily be too alarmed when something like a beast's death cry sounds off in the distance, or a large tree perhaps is knocked over. That just happens here. One watch after the other, everything seems like it's going to be fine. Colcoat, your turn finally comes up. Awoken there, you take your spot. Your group is situated around a little campfire, as per usual, which I will draw in right now. And I need from you a perception check, please.
13.
13. Okay. Go ahead and position yourselves around the fire as you wish.
Hold on. 14, if that helps.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Now, taking your watch, everybody else has sort of nestled into their little spots here, and you're seated or maybe standing next to a tree, looking about. And I need you to make for me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. I think I'm okay.
What, did you get a nat 20?
I did.
Yes, you did.
Oh. Something strange happens. You feel a force enacting itself upon you. It's clearly magical. You know that what you're feeling isn't something normal. It's not merely like a caress of the wind or like a pinprick of some sort of annoying bug, but there's like a tingling effect that kind of creeps its way into your consciousness and sort of forces its way into the back of your mind. You're able to repel it, but it's rather difficult to do so. Something has just attempted to either take control of you or alter your mind. Your eyes, blink for a brief moment. You gather your emotions once more. When you turn and look around, casting your gaze towards the trees or across the singular campfire here, you see nothing. There's no creatures nearby.
Do you feel a tiny snake in the mist try to go by?
A fog cloud rolls in and a hiss
After I shake it off and can kind of tell it was pretty hard to do, just say, you'll have to try better than that. Companions, everyone, wake up.
Colcoat calls, and you guys gradually wake up. It's still the middle of the night.
There's something out there. I don't know what it did, but it tried to do something to me. Take control. I'm not sure.
Take
I managed to
control.
resist.
Cold coat, or
No,
else
no,
I
no,
will
no,
take
no. Wake
control.
up, wake up, wake up.
Oh.
I'm telling you, whatever it was, I barely managed to fight it off. I don't think this is some ordinary 1T. Or even 1T at all, I'm not sure.
Earl's at this point up on his feet. He's looking around. Could I roll a perception check to see if I can spot whatever this was?
Please do.
Oh, that's not bad. That is a 18.
You turn around and look. Over Dominic's shoulder, there's a small little set of bushes sort of clustered around a tree. It has these long vines that come down from its lower branches, and for a brief moment, you think you see one of them move, and your hand almost instinctively moves for one of your darts as you suspect a large snake, like a python, hanging there amongst all the different vines, and then as the flame sort of flickers, you realize that it wasn't actually a snake at all. You look around and don't see anything out of the ordinary.
This
Does-
is quite odd.
Does the forest seem like unnaturally still?
Oh.
Are there still other sounds out there?
Make a perception check, Lenry. There are still other sounds.
Are these trees or are they tree
Ah,
monsters?
fuck off, die.
These are jungle trees. Yeah, so like very sort of gnarled and, curvy branches, that sort of thing.
Wait.
No.
I don't suppose I could. No, I don't want to pop the pendant on that. Fuck that.
You have to activate it ahead of time.
Okay, yeah. Figured as much anyway.
Looking around, Lenry, you're just waking up. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. Everything seems normal. Your senses don't pick up anything that seems strange. Perhaps Colcoat's woken you up for nothing.
I like to get up and just like rummage around in this like bush behind me.
Sure.
Is anyone there?
Let me roll luck. You
Alright,
rummage
God.
about, and when you do, one of the leaves takes flight, and you watch as its two green halves pull apart. Some sort of disguised bug. It flies off into the distance.
I don't think anyone's gonna answer you, Mag.
Should
You
we?
do not know for certain.
Would you answer?
Yes.
Alright.
Colcoat,
Yes,
where were you standing when you felt this?
I was just standing right over here.
And you don't have any idea as to what direction it was coming from.
No, it just seemed to try to overtake me, and I almost seemed to lose control for a second, but I managed to fight it off.
Mackinac, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Sure thing. That is a 12.
Colcoat's next to you, speaking with the rest of the party. They seem to be a bit skeptical, and while they're questioning him, you notice something. Something starts to kind of fill your ears, and you know that it must not be real. You hear to one side of you the sound of like metal snapping and like wood being torn apart and splintered, and when you turn and look to see this thing, which sounds like it must be 2 feet away from you, you see nothing. There's nothing there, and the sound just vanishes.
I believe we are under attack from invisible beings.
That is quite unfortunate.
Yeah, that is very troublesome.
I'm gonna
Not
just raise my
exactly
weapon
my
and be ready.
Sure.
Should we swing wildly until we hit one? Or,
Do you ever swing wildly with your darts?
no, but I mean, I could attempt to.
I think he's
Calm,
got
be
you there.
Hey,
calm, be
there's
composed.
nothing his dumb sword can do that
oh.
my darts can't.
I use primeval awareness.
Primeval awareness.
Criminal.
Which creature types do that affect?
Aberrations,
Yep.
celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
And you don't get their location, but you know if there are some around you?
It just tells me if they're within a mile.
Ah. There are multiple fae within a mile.
I'm just Coco just kind of put his fingers to his forehead for a moment and then look around.
Sure.
It seems that there is some fae presence, multiple fae presence around us.
Well, we are in a jungle.
Are fae harmless, or
Some are.
Oh, as harmless as.
Well, most are. Some are dangerous.
so?
Usually you have to really anger them.
Well, what would anger them?
Oh. Entering their areas?
Should we try to leave? and
For anything else, I will have
set up
to
another
consult Illusion for a roll.
Sure. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll either nature, or I would allow Arcana, if you have proficiency, to know about Fae, their Lenry.
Well, I am proficient in nature.
Arcana or in history? Know about that?
Ah, fuck, really?
Wow.
It's a 9.
Okay. You're from a town of druids, so you have some cursory knowledge, though there are certainly those who are more knowledgeable on the subject. You know that Fae creatures are, yes, they're associated with nature, and they come from a different plane of existence, and a lot of the time sort of invade into the material world. The Fae can be difficult creatures to deal with. The main thing that you know about them is that they are usually tricky, and their motives often seem like they're beyond understanding. Like they're sort of trivial and fickle in what they decide to do. Some Fae are good, some Fae are bad, some Fae are in between, some Fae are simply inconvenient. But that's about all that you know.
I would say that really they're no more dangerous than people. Just a
And
little more magical.
Most
Dominic, you
people I
can
know
roll
do not
Arcana as well if
control
you
my
want.
mind.
Modded 20.
Modded 20. Okay. You know more or less the same as Lenry that I just mentioned there. You know a little bit more, though. You're aware that the Fae come into the mortal realm through a specific mechanic most of the time, which is portals to their Fae plane. So if you're running into them, it's either like they've roved from one of these points, or perhaps you're near one. So there could actually be a portal nearby.
I'm just gonna turn to Colcoat and say, aren't you... Well, excuse me if I'm wrong, but you fairly enjoy the research of portals and their interaction with the material plane, do you not?
They called to me.
Would you be able to sense if one was nearby? 'Cause
Yes,
that's
I may
usually
call
how-
to them as well.
Oh.
I'll try to detect portal.
Sure. What's the range on Detect Portal?
Just tells me if there's a portal within a mile.
There is a portal within a mile.
Yes, I do sense something there. There is a portal here somewhere.
Does it just tell you that it's within a mile, or does it give you like specific?
That I don't know.
It just tells you it's within a mile. Would I have any sense as to where it might be, or just...
Unless it says so, then no. Earl.
Oh, direction
Yes.
to the closest. Yeah, it'll tell me
Oh,
the
it
direction.
does. So you know the direction. It's behind the tree that you were leaning up against. Earl, while you're looking over there, Dominic turns over to Colcoat and mentions something about those portals, and you're holding onto your darts, ready to make an action when the flames seem to move in a strange way, and you swear that you see what looks like a face, almost like a demonic visage in the flames. It looks over at you and audibly cackles and then disappears.
Ugh. uh, what would Earl do?
I have an idea.
I guess Earl's gonna take a step back, but not really mention this to the rest of the group.
Sure.
Can I call out in Sylvan if anyone is there?
You can, yes.
Thank
If
you,
you-
druids.
If he doesn't get a response, I'm gonna kind of motion that I feel something like behind, and then like, pop out around the tree with my gun drawn.
Sure.
If he doesn't get a response.
My ears are gonna perk up at hearing Lenry speak in Sylvan. Hell
Okay.
Oh,
Some of you understand
buddy.
and some of you don't, but Lenry talks in a different language here, calling out into the forest. There's no sort of response. You turn around the tree, Colcoat. Your gun is drawn, and when you do, make a perception check.
16.
Okay.
I accidentally pressed the update button.
As you pull your gun and turn around the corner there, you have very dim light that comes from the little campfire behind you. It maybe goes at max like out into here, into the bush, but you swear that you can see past that a little bit what looks like shapes moving in the darkness. When you turn the corner, pointing your gun, a whole bunch of different bushes and trees seem to warble, and you hear the sound of multitudinous footsteps moving in the darkness. They scatter like a bunch of roaches to the four winds in all different directions except towards you. You would guess from your perception check of 16 that you heard like half a dozen, maybe more, sets of footsteps, or perhaps an insect with a bunch of different legs, who knows.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just turn around the other side of the tree.
Can
Look,
I call out in Sylvan as well and just say, please, my kin can join us for a meal?
Sure. You call out in Sylvan again, this time trying a different approach than Lenry, but it doesn't yield any response either. For the rest of you here by the fire, when Colcoat turns around the corner with the gun, you all would hear the sound of like these creatures suddenly ruffling off into random directions. A whole bunch of footsteps. You guys are not alone, and these things are close.
Can we tell direction?
They scatter, so it seems like some have gone off in this direction, some have gone over here, some over here, etc.
I have a question. So, Natural Explorer, while tracking other creatures, you learn their exact number, size, and how long ago they passed through. Would that be able to tell me how many things are here right now?
Oh.
And how big they are?
I would say you could make a survival check to like look at the ground for tracks, and that might tell you.
Yeah, I'll take a look around, see if I can find anything.
Go for
to
it.
get an idea.
Yeah,
they
you,
can
they
just, like-
scurried off like on the ground,
Oh,
not in
goddamn.
the air.
yeah, you heard footsteps. So if they're flying and you heard footsteps, then things are about to get weird.
No, that's only it's only all over from the almost 18.
That's an 18?
No. It almost was. It's just an 8.
Oh, okay. Looking at the ground here, it's tough to tell, especially in the dark, if there are tracks. You're unable to use that, unfortunately. If you can catch like their trail, you might be able to tell how many or what it is that you're up against, but you're unable to really pick up on that.
Alright.
They all sort of reposition, and scattering around, you guys kind of like look to the different trees and hear for where they might be, but you don't actually see them. And I need a wisdom saving throw from Lenry, please.
While that's happening, I'm just going to tell everyone. sent some type of portal in that direction. Can't tell how big or
Oof.
small they
Are
are.
you fucking kidding me? Fuck
Oh,
these
no.
Oh
dice.
my god, Cole. You know what it
I have
is.
I have a +6, and I can't roll shit.
It's here. Let me help you out. You just don't have big enough dice. See, you're rolling with all these old small dice, but we all know that big dice roll bigger numbers. See, watch. Look at that.
It was almost a 1. You haven't convinced me yet.
Okay. Standing there, you hear these sounds sort of scatter in random directions, and you have your shield there and your mace if something should call for it. You're hoping that you can maybe use some Sylvan and some diplomacy, but things get worse when you hear more footsteps, and it sounds like there's a bunch coming from over here as well.
I spin around, like, looking in that direction.
Sure. When you look over there, you see something. It looks like a group of humans approaching you, coming out of the trees here. You can't see their features very well because they're far away from the fire, but there's something wrong with them. And as they lumber towards you, not moving at a speed, but like a slow sort of march, you see that all of their flesh has partially rotten off. Some of them are missing eyes, others have just like their rib cages on display. It looks like a horde of zombies that are slowly crawling out here towards you. And you can hear like they're sort of like moaning and weird sounds as their like decayed bones and rotting flesh scrape together uncomfortably.
Well, I'll save you all me actually trying to do a scream. But I will scream and like essentially like fall backwards.
Okay.
Earl also starts moving away.
What are you moving away from, Earl?
I'm moving away from... Lenry was looking this direction and they screamed, so he's just a little spooked.
Sure. Lenry, you fall to the ground there, but the creatures continue to approach, and you see just how hopelessly outnumbered you are. There's dozens of them coming through the trees.
I will send a sacred flame that way.
Okay.
Do I see what is
That's a
attacking
dex.
Lenry?
No.
I'm sure this is an illusion, but it's a dex 14 save.
Okay. You go ahead and cast one of these here, and one of the zombies gets struck by the flame and burns up, and like now just like a moving torch, while it's on fire, it continues to walk towards you, and they start to circle in on you. You guys all see Lenry looks like she's panicking, falls to the ground after a scream, and casts a sacred flame at a blank space like 20 feet away.
I'm just gonna walk up to her, like kneel down. Lenry, calm down. Calm down. What is there?
Lenry, you don't hear anything. You don't hear Dominic at all. When you turn over your shoulder and look to see the group, you see that your fire is dwindling, just a small bit of flame as the zombies are approaching, and none of your party members are here. You take...
I just have a quick question. Would this be considered a charm?
No. You take 8 damage. Psychic.
I mean, I don't have resistances, so...
Okay. The pang of pain comes to you when you turn over and you see that one of the zombies approaching you is actually Earl. He's already dead, and he's already one of them. Is anybody doing anything?
Oh, yeah, what do us mortals see? Do we see the zombies too, or is this just something Lenry's able to perceive?
Lenry's just fallen over. She's freaking out, casting spells at things that aren't there. You don't see any of this or hear any of this.
Dominic, calm her down. What is going on over there?
She's
Sorry
not
about
even responding to me. I have no idea.
Shake her out of it. She's gonna track the whole jungle.
As the things get closer, I'm just gonna like scream and like swing my mace out in front of me.
Sure.
try to like get out of the way and just try to like just keep being like just Lenry, quiet, please.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, Lenry? Now with your new and improved big dice.
Oh, I had like temporary outage,
See,
so I couldn't
that
hear anything
is
you guys
a-
were saying.
23.
Okay. You swing your mace out and it strikes one of them. His leg sort of like explodes into rotten flesh. He falls to one knee and crumples over. You hit another one and it falls over. And then when you swing for another, there's no impact this time. It meets air and your mace just kind of like hits the dirt nearby. And somehow, in disbelief, you see that all the zombies are gone, including the one that looked like Earl over in that direction across the fire, which now looks a lot more luminous than it was just seconds ago. You can see Earl. He's standing there. He looks like he's fine. A little bit of fear on his face there. He looks at you like something's wrong. The rest of your group is here too.
Oh,
Are you all right? Can you hear me? Lenry, are you all right?
what's going on?
You were screaming wildly and casting spells at things that weren't there.
No, they were undead. Earl, you were one of them.
I was one of them.
How is he here?
I-
You've been tricked.
I just put my head in my hands.
I'd like somebody to roll luck, please.
Oh, whoops. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Alright, wonderful.
Who's feeling lucky?
Oh,
I do
he's
not
doing
at
it.
all. 11.
Okay. Let's see. Mackinac, can you roll a perception check, please?
Certainly can. That's a 7.
Oh boy. Something is moving in the trees next to you over here. You hear...
I turn and just immediately start stalking through the bush.
Okay. You step
Weapon
forward
raised.
and start moving in that direction, but you don't find anything. You go directly towards the sound, and, you know, when you come up to that bush and move it out of the way with your arm, triumphantly expecting to see something there, there's nothing.
Wait, Mackinac, where are you going? Splitting up right now is not a good idea.
I heard something in this bush. I investigated.
Yes, and Lenry just saw a dead Earl trying to attack her.
If I see a dead Earl, I will let you know.
Thank you, Mackinac.
It's not safe here, I don't think, with all these creatures. We could, well, the portal's back that way. We could at least try to find it. That is going to be where they will exit at the very least.
Well, this may be true. I do not enjoy getting into fights that we don't need to get into. Do you think we could just move away from this problem?
How far away was that portal?
If you get distance,
Yeah, distance and direction.
then
As I
you know
see
it's
from
over
Cloud.
here.
So it's right there. It's the portal. It's very close, just out of the light of the fire.
Well, you're the expert. We enter? I've
Well,
only
let's-
heard tales of the Feywild from stories my mother told.
Well, let's look at it first. I did a bit of research on them. Maybe I'll be able to tell where this portal would lead.
Lenry, can you roll insight for me, please?
Yes. Make sure. Correct mod. That's a 10.
Okay. You hear a faint voice that speaks directly into your head. Unmistakably, something telepathically is communicating with you. As it does, its voice comes with a cadence of maybe like a gremlin or a goblin type creature, some sort of insignificant strangeness, and it says, the fire, put out the fire.
Okay. I don't know what I have. Wait. I don't have that prepared. Yeah, I'll just kick dirt on the fire.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Henry? Earl's
Yeah.
just gonna druid craft a little light.
Okay. You guys
Have to
turn
put out the
over,
fire.
and Lenry starts kicking dirt onto the fire. The flames are starting to go out.
Just prestidigitation it a little bit more lit. Yes. Why are you putting out the fire?
Because I have to. It needs to be out.
Are you
Why do you
a
think-
crazy person, Lenry? I'm not sure.
Why does it need to be out, Lenry?
Because.
Is this like another one of your hard code beliefs, like not killing people, which you ended up breaking?
Mackinac, you are now in the dark as the flames are starting to go out in the fire.
I don't think I've killed a
Really?
human.
I'm gonna just hold her back a little bit and then just like try prestidigitation again. Like,
Okay. Most of the
Let's
wood is
stop
covered
this.
in dirt, and you find that it's tough to actually get the thing back to where it was before. The fire pit is like, you know, half stuffed with like jungle dirt now.
Could I pick up logs with Mage Hand and shake them off?
Sure. Yeah, you start trying to work on the fire there. What are the rest of you guys up to? Lenry, Dominic's stopping you from putting out the fire.
Man, I'm still trying to kick dirt onto it.
Okay.
I'm trying
No, it
my
has
hardest
to go out.
rejoin.
I'm gonna let them deal with that, and then I'm just actually gonna pull my shield out and just kind of try to get a view of the portal over there and watch Nars back.
Sure.
Earl, help me with it.
Are you Lenry? What's going on?
Lenry and Dominic, please both make a dexterity check.
Seven.
Oof.
Someone lied to me about these
5.
better rules.
Well, you still won.
Yeah.
You've passed every roll since you used the big dice.
Sure.
Dominic, you're trying to fix the fire and stop Lenry at the same time, trying to mom arm her away from the thing while also trying to prestidigitation and mage hand the fire back into life. She's able to kind of get past your efforts and kick more dirt onto the fire. And then the whole thing goes out. The last little bit, just little coals left in there, continue to crackle, but the rest goes. And the moment that the fire's out, you guys all hear something. Out in the woods, there's a flurry of activity that comes, and it's like, it happens instantly. Like the moment that the fire's out, just all sort of jittering in every direction. And I need you guys to roll an initiative roll, please.
Wait. You realize that was just insight. It wasn't suggestion.
Hmm?
Like koala.
I know.
Koala.
Listen, they're a very easily convinced person. Evolution.
Especially
I'm,
because half elves have advantage on being charmed.
I'm having some issue rejoining the server.
Oh no.
Update.
It might be an update problem.
It could also
not
be
sure.
Steam maintenance. Okay,
This
well
is
here.
also
I will set up the board, and we're going to take a 5-minute break as we try and get soup set up. How's that?
Alright.
wonderful.
Okay. We'll be back in 5.
Alright, yeah, because I joined someone else's game. So I should be able to hop into yours.
Yeah, I'm saving the table, and then I'm going to restart it.
Okay. Go air out. Fuck, it's hot in my room.
Still let my
Oh,
piece of
it's
shit
only
cat
gonna
out.
get- Illusion, it's only gonna get hotter this week.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure you enjoy.
Oh, I think it is an update. You guys might have to restart tabletop as well.
Oh joy.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry about that. It just
No,
kicked
no.
me out.
I mean, Tuesday is the cursed day for Steam for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's like
I've had a lot of issues with tabletop sim. The weirdest issue I've had is one of my players, whenever he would join the game, it would kick everyone else out but him, including the person that was hosting, so it would just boot off the server. It was so weird.
something with high 80s and low 90s always. I'll let my cat out.
There we go. Are you able to get into the room, Soup?
Let me go check again. Yeah, I can see it now. Oh, nice.
Officially taken my DMing into the modern era.
Gasp.
I now have a Chromebook whose sole purpose is campaign management.
The terror.
Do-do-do.
It's allowing me to use Node as a complete resource. Except the nice clean way I had one set up on my desktop had to be edited because apparently this Chromebook can only do use the online version of OneNote.
That's because Chromebooks can only function fine.
I mean, they can use the other versions of Office programs.
Really? It's supposed to only use on my browser base. That was the original intention of it, anyway.
No, they've changed that.
Good.
It's just
Here.
specific. There's not a Chrome OS compatible version of OneNote. There's Evernote, but I just don't like it as much.
Oh, look at these little jungle boys.
Jungle.
So I have a question, Lucian. How far can I see with my druid craft light?
I'd say 10 feet okay, 10 feet dim.
Alright.
There we go. Did everybody make it back in?
Yep.
Okay, let's kill you guys then. There we are. Perfect. Everybody roll initiative. If you haven't already, put yourself on the board. I'm gonna go ahead and do so as well. Oh, and I rolled pretty fucking good. Which is awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, you would go first. But I'm gonna go
okay.
first anyway, because I have this surprise round. So,
Oh,
let's see
Jesus.
here.
Are we really surprised, though?
The little jungle boys.
You're
Together.
extra surprised, actually. Let's see. So one of them had to dash, but everybody else is making normal attacks. Let's start with Dominic. So Dominic does a 17 hit.
It does not.
17 doesn't?
Yeah, because the new armor
Okay.
plus a shield.
New armor plus shield. And Coal Coat, or no, Erlabald will do yours next.
Oh, yay!
Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Running up out of the forest here, you see what looks like a set of like weird sort of hunched creatures with strange sort of like dark, almost fibrous skin, bristles that come off of them, similar to a porcupine in certain places. Other bits look like they're almost undead. Some parts look insectoid. It's pretty impossible to tell what this is that's charging you. All you know is that you've never seen anything like it. They're not quite as tall as you, maybe about 4 or 5 feet from their hunch, but they run towards you with these terrible looking claws, and one of them swings out and hits you with one. And when it does, you take 7 damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's my favorite type of saving throw. That's probably gonna be a fail. That's a 9.
It slashes you. Did you write the damage already?
Oh shit, wait, how much damage is that? Sorry, I did
7.
not write the 7 points of damage. Okay.
So you take 7 damage as it slashes you with the claw, and then something else you feel from the wound there where it has struck you. You begin to feel almost kind of ill, and there's like a numbing sensation that spreads out from your arm there where you were cut. And before long, like not even a second, you take a step back and your whole body just freezes in place. You are paralyzed. The next one makes an attack on you.
Ah!
You go to scream, but nothing comes out. Does a 18 hit?
Let me check my sheet. Yes, an 18 does hit.
You take an additional...
Oh, no, it doesn't. They're at advantage, and they're all critical hits.
You take an additional 10 damage. And then over here, we'll start with Mackinac. You're getting 2 attacks as well.
I see.
That'll miss because you're Mackinac, and the second one will miss because you're Mackinac. Colcoat does a 16 hit?
No.
Okay, and then the next one, what about an 18?
Yes.
You take 5 damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, shit. 7.
Oh, no. When one of them slashes you here, you feel a numbness spread over your body. You're barely able to even, like, move your gun over towards one of them before your arm freezes in place and the rest of your body follows suit. You're paralyzed. That's the end of their turn. On to the turn order. Erlabald, you're first, but you're paralyzed. At the end of your turn, you can make a saving throw to try and break out of this paralysis. I encourage you to do so.
So I can't spend any actions or anything?
Yeah, you are paralyzed. Your only option is to make the roll and hopefully beat it so you're not paralyzed next turn.
Can my amulet make an action?
No, you can't use the amulet.
Fuck. Okay. It was a stretch, but it was one I was willing to take. Oh, hey, that's a 20.
A 20? Okay. You actually break out of this paralysis here at the end of your turn. The 2 creatures continue to sort of swarm around you. And next up is their turn again. Let's see.
That's not good.
Gonna make some more attacks here. Mackinac, what are your thoughts when you're fighting these creatures?
What are my thoughts?
Yes.
So as far as I'm aware, they just kind of popped up out of the brush, right?
Yeah, they just you could hear their little footsteps. It was perfectly dark because Lenry had put out the fire for some godforsaken reason, and then before you knew it, they were swinging at you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know Leonard put out the fire. I just know like the fire went out and they were screaming. I assume that these are strange jungle creatures that would like to eat my companions for food.
Okay.
So I'm going to defend myself and fight back.
Okay. you hear two poofs, like one from either side of you, and the footsteps of the creatures vanish. And this one will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over here. And then a few more attacks. Let's do 2 more on Erlebald and see if we can stun lock him forever.
Oh, yay.
Erlebald, since you were paralyzed, was your druid light would have gone out, so it's dark around you again. So these creatures will attack you, and does a... yeah, that'll hit. That's a 22.
Ugh.
And the second one is a 18, so those will both hit. The first one does 8 damage. The second one does 6. And I need 2 saving throws, Constitution. If you fail either of them, you'll be paralyzed again.
Oh, goody. Alright, let me roll these. Good news is, I do have a high modifier. Bad news is, I have to roll 2 of them. Okay, well, my lowest was a 16.
Okay. You are able to resist the paralysis. You are slashed twice, and these things are quickly adding up. You're starting to bleed pretty heavily, but you're still in the fight. And over here, Dominic, you see what looks like a bunch of these creatures just appear next to you. On one side, there's 2 poofs of like dark black smoke, and these creatures just suddenly are standing next to you. You can barely see them just from the little bit of starlight that kind of comes down into this area. They attack at you from the dark. 1 for Lenry and 2 for Dominic. So we'll start with Lenry first. Lenry does a 10 hit.
No.
Okay. That's a nat 20 for Dominic. Shit. And then a 22.
Yep.
Okay. 3, 7, so 9 damage for the crit.
Okay.
And then 8 for the non-crit.
Okay.
And you need to make 2 Constitution saving throws for me.
Cool. First one. That's a nat 1.
You are paralyzed. As you are frozen there, these creatures sort of like swarm around you, their claws lashing one after the other, and you're not sure if it's like the poison you feel running through you or just like the actual look of these strange creatures that's paralyzing you with fright. But either way, you just stand still and you're locked in position. Colcoat, 2 attacks. One's a 21, and the other is a 22.
Yep, both hit.
Okay. The first does 8 damage, and the second one does 6. And I need 2 saving throws, please.
Oh,
Constitution.
I'm already paralyzed.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're extra paralyzed now. It's your turn, Lenry.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and hit that one with my mace then.
Okay. See the
Oh
big
my
dice.
God.
I'm telling you.
That's an 18.
That hits.
Don't you dare take credit for that illusion.
Roll damage.
That is, however, a... Oh wait, I rolled the wrong die anyway. Mace is only d6. 2 damage.
2 damage. Okay. You hit this creature, bonking it on the head. Is that your turn?
And let's... Spiritual weapon right here. Bonus.
Okay.
And I'll attack the same one with it.
Okay, go for it. Definitely gonna hit.
Is that a disadvantage? Cause there's
That's the
no
wrong
light?
one again, Koala.
No, that's D8 for spiritual
Oh,
weapon.
spiritual weapon's a different one. It's not your. Never mind.
I forget if spiritual weapon gets a bonus.
I think it is equal to your casting mod.
So, yeah.
Yep.
So that's 8.
8, okay. Also, I forgot, but since there's no light, you'll still do the damage here, but further attacks should be
Oh,
at
that's right.
disadvantage.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that you don't.
No, it's all good. It's my bad, too. We don't have night fights very often. I want to mention that these creatures look terrifying, and being next to them is uncomfortable.
I mean, we can't see them, so.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, let's see. Dominic, it's your turn.
Uh, 19.
19. You break out of the paralysis at the end of your turn. And Mackinac, it's your turn.
Okay. I will attempt to strike the creature in front of me.
Sure. You can hear one nearby and give it a swing. Roll with disadvantage.
That's not bad. I think I have a +7. It's 20.
20 hits.
Alright. Next round, I'll get my Titan Furnace going. Completely forgot. That is 7 damage.
7 damage, okay. You successfully land a blow there. You feel the impact as you swing your weapon out in that direction. The creature's still standing, though. You can hear it moving around.
Can I bonus action attempt to shove it with the Shield Master feet?
Sure. Are you trying to knock it over?
Trying to knock it prone.
Okay. Athletics or acrobatics? For my guy, I think it's athletics for you, though, since you're the one starting.
Athletics sounds fine. That is 15.
Ooh, I got a 16.
Oh.
So you almost knock it over.
Alright, that'll be my turn.
Okay. After Mackinac, it's your turn, Colcoat.
12.
You are free of the paralysis. Your turn ends. Everybody roll initiative. Wasn't as good as last time.
God damn it, I'm first. Just don't know what I want to do.
It's your turn,
paralyzed
Earl
by
Bolt.
a decision.
Are
God.
You broke out of your paralysis last turn, I think, right?
This is true.
So you're in the dark because your light has gone out. You can hear the creatures next to you. You're bleeding out. And from the momentary bit of them that you saw when they ran towards you, they look like strange, terrifying jungle monsters.
Okay. You know what? This is probably the best thing I can do. I'm going to shoot double bursting darts right on this hexagon. So 5, 10, 5, 10. So it'll hit both of them with the bursting dart.
Ah, okay.
So I'm not aiming at them, I'm aiming at
just the ground.
Just like a good square in this ground.
Sure. I'd say it's close enough you don't have to make a roll. Just go ahead and roll damage.
Wonderful.
You'll leave a small crater there.
That's the idea. Okay. But I need to kill at least one of these things. Okay. Oh, yeah, 15 damage to both of them.
Okay. The creatures make strange insect-like clicking noises when you do this, and they sort of writhe around after these two blasts radiate out. Even small little flecks of dirt hit you as well, though you're outside of the radius of the damage. They're still alive, though.
That's not good. Well, shit. Bonus action, second wind, because I have to.
Okay.
And then that'll be the end of my turn.
I don't think... Oh no, you would still have a bonus action, because you're level 5. Go for
Yeah, I
it.
use extra attack, not my... Oh, wait, that's a d20.
The new level 5 second wind is a d20.
Okay, I need to roll like a 5. Or a 1.
Oh boy.
You know what? That works too. 6 health points. I'm happy.
Okay.
That's
Next,
the end of my turn.
Colco, it's your turn.
Alright, well I can move, so shield away, gun out. I'm gonna try to bonus action, force damage, and shoot that guy.
Okay. Disadvantage attack.
That's 19.
You hit him.
And 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 force damage.
Okay. He is still alive.
Okay, I will take my second attack.
Okay.
And I rolled the exact same thing.
Then you still hit.
Oh no. I grabbed Earl.
Casualties of the big dice. Yeah, it looks about right.
I think that's where everyone was.
Oh god. And
Oh.
that'll be a big 4 damage.
Okay. The creature's still alive. You shoot him twice and even feel like a liquid land on you, and you realize it's like flecks of goo or some blood. Who knows? You can't really see very well.
I flick it off.
Sure.
And then that's my turn.
After that, it is your turn, Dominic. What do you want to do? I think you broke out of the paralysis last turn, right?
I did. I'm going to interaction pull out a torch with free hand
Okay.
and action light it with prestidigitation, and that is unfortunately my turn.
Okay.
Now everyone within 20 feet is in bright light. Everyone 40 feet is in dim light.
All of the creatures around you look like they're kind of like recoiling from you when you light the torch, and they like step back for a moment and then just start flailing at you madly. Even the one that was attacking Lenry turns its attention to you.
I will literally just like hold the torch up like Freddie Mercury holding up
Okay.
the mic.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Well, it is their turn next. Let's see if they can get you to drop that torch. We'll start with Erlebald over here.
Oh, yay!
Erlebald, you can see the creatures now, and let's see. Jeez. How much HP do you have, Erlebald? Are you below 50 or above 50%?
That is a good question. I am just below 50%.
Okay, they're gonna keep going for you then. The best one is 13. Does that hit?
Oh my god, no, it does not hit.
Okay, and then the next one swings, and he gets a 23.
Yes, 23 hits.
You take 6 damage, and I need that con save again.
1, 2. Oh, sorry. Just doing math. Oh yeah, that's a 26.
So you're good. You resist the paralysis. Let's see. Over here, start with Colcoat. Colcoat, you're above 50%, right?
Yes.
The two creatures next to you, you can see them now, right? The light from the torch casts upon them, and immediately they turn their attention over. You see what it is that they're looking at. Dominic has a torch held up high. One of them actually moves up its claws, like it's trying to block the light, and after that, in 2 poofs of smoke, both the creatures next to you disappear, and you see them reappear next to Dominic, swarming around him.
Oh, I think I'm gonna throw up. Those things are disgusting.
Dominic, you have a couple of attacks coming your way.
I'm just gonna say right now, I'm shielding.
Sure. What's your AC then as I go through a ton of attacks?
23.
23.
Oh!
Okay, so miss. 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 Close, though. Miss. And... miss. All of them are flailing at you, and holding up this magical shield and sidestepping, you push one attack away, you bring up a force barrier here, step over here. They all miss. You also notice that when they attack you, they do so with their heads turned away from you, like they can't stomach the light, and just swing wildly, like just flailing in hopes of landing a strike. After that, Lenry, it's your turn.
Well, I will keep trying to attack this one.
Okay.
Can't do much else. That's a miss.
Why did you roll twice?
Oh, you...
So-
sorry.
You're
Is it
in
light?
light.
Yeah, roll just one. You have... it's
Ah.
cool, dude.
Unless-
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it
there's
was
a
for
torch
sacred
next to you.
weapon.
Sorry.
Uh, 11.
Okay, that misses.
Yeah. And spiritual weapon.
Okay. That's probably gonna hit.
Yeah, it's like 21.
Mm-hmm. Can roll damage.
Cool, for another 8.
Okay. It's still alive, but you do strike it with your spiritual weapon. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Mackinac, you're up. All the creatures next to you have disappeared. Now, in the brilliant light, you can see that they have clustered around Dominic, who holds a torch above his head.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action activate my Titan Furnace.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say. And then turn to Dominic. Dominic, throw me the torch.
Can I throw him the torch?
Sure. I'll let you use your reaction to... oh, you don't have a reaction.
No.
Roll luck.
Can I reach? How tall are these creatures?
They're just under the size of a normal human.
Oh, I thought they were like Ewoks.
Yeah, that was my impression. Is they were like 3 feet tall.
Sure. You can throw it with that. You have just enough time. Are you tossing the torch to Mackinac?
Sure.
Mackinac, make for me a reaction dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh god.
The DC is a 12 to catch the torch.
Oh no.
Wait, have you spent your action yet?
Doesn't need. Nope.
Oh,
we're good.
nice.
Okay.
We're good.
With your reaction, you quickly catch this thing as Dominic tosses it to you. You have a torch in one hand. I assume your shield hand, or maybe the weapon hand?
I'm not lowering my AC.
Okay.
Weapon hand.
Okay, so
So
you're
I'm
holding
holding a
it.
torch and a shield.
Are you doing anything else this turn?
For my action, I'd like to cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. On which one?
Say the one right in front of me. This one.
Sure. What's
Is
he rolling?
wisdom
Wisdom?
saving throw.
Okay.
DC is 13.
He fails.
Okay. Is he damaged?
He is not. Though I imagine he's about to be.
I would hope so. I think I actually. It's 2d8 now. Wonderful. It's gonna be 5 damage.
5 damage. There's a very loud sounding bell that rings out through the jungle. The creature in front of you, Mackinac, you can see it in the light. It wants to look away from the torch that you're holding there and turns towards you like you're some sort of demon. When the bell rings, you can see that it shakes as though it's taken some sort of horrible damage from the thing. Is that your turn?
Yes, other than I'm holding the torch very high above my head.
Okay. Everybody roll initiative. Ooh.
Thank the Lord.
Oh, wait. 5.
Coat with the nat 20. Looks like you're going first, Cold Coat. What do you want to do?
I guess I'll just get ready to shoot and walk to here, and I'll bonus action force damage and shoot him.
Okay.
Is 18.
18 hits. The big dice, man.
Or 13 force damage.
On that guy?
Yep.
You land the first kill. This shot bursts through the creature's skull and it falls over dead. The other ones kind of like... They don't seem to pay any attention to the fact that you've killed one of their rank and file. They're pretty focused on Mackinac.
Okay, well, I'll just take another step, reload, and then I'll take my second shot at guy there.
Okay.
And that is 18 again.
18. Okay. Hits. Ooh.
For 10 piercing damage.
Okay. He's still alive, but you got a good shot hitting him in the chest. Is that your turn?
Yep, just reload, get ready for next turn, and that is it.
Erlebald, you're up.
I've taken too much damage to go full aggro here. Disengage with my action.
Okay.
Move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just trying to run right up next to Mackinac, so if they want to get to me, they have to get close to Mackinac.
Sure.
And then action, surge, dodge, action, just in case.
Okay.
Because one more volley of attacks can just down me.
Let's see here. It's their turn. Mackinac, I need a wisdom saving throw, please. The DC is 16.
Oh god.
Fuck.
Yeah, I get shit on.
The creatures all look over in your direction, and you guys can feel kind of like a psychic emanation, like there's something in the air as their little tendrils kind of like buzz and shake, the spines on their backs, the quills kind of like vibrating there, and they look over towards you, Mackinac, and you feel that similar feeling of something trying to work on your mind, but you're able to push it back, and that ends their turn, apart from a bit of movement. They'll run up, and let's see if we can get this guy there. And that'll be it. It is Lenry or Mackinar's turn.
I'll let you go first, Mac. Or I will, since he's told me to.
I think he was doing stuff. I think he was pointing at someone to attack.
Oh, sorry, I'm muted. I'm gonna toll the dead on this creature.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
Let's see here. He fails.
Huzzah. I get to roll damage. At 7.
7 damage. Okay. He's still alive.
What?
Can somebody roll luck for me?
Sure.
Oh,
Oh,
so close.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is that your turn, Mackinac?
I would like to then bonus action and attempt to knock the creature prone.
Go for it. He rolls a not so good 8.
It's a natural 20.
Okay. This creature at the center here is knocked prone. I'll flip him for the time being. And
That is my turn.
Lenry, you're up.
Do I still have torchlight?
Yes, Mackinac has the torch, so everything around him is all lit up.
Just wanted to be sure. One
Who's
mace attack.
attacking?
Same
'Cause
one.
There's a prone one.
I can't reach
Oh
the prone
shit,
one.
that's not you. I was looking at Dominic.
Well, the mace attack missed.
Okay,
But I can spiritual weapon attack the prone one.
go for it.
With advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray.
Oh no.
13?
You miss the creature on the ground.
Cool.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Dominic, you're up.
I'm going to action summon my sword. Bonus
Alright.
action. Hexblade Curse. That one.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Roll initiative. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Damn.
God, I've rolled above a 15 for every single initiative.
Looks like the first one's Colcoat again. What do you want to do, Colcoat?
Alright, well, I don't like this one is in front of me, so bonus action force damage.
Okay.
Try to kill. him. 26.
26 is a hit.
Yeah. That is going to be... God damn the ones, man. 9 force damage.
Okay. Still alive.
And then I will take my second shot. Which is... Up. 25.
25. Definitely hits.
And for... 10
Oh.
piercing damage.
He's still alive, but looks severely crippled here. Is that your
And
turn?
that's it. Yep.
Erlebald, you're up.
So, I just want to get a better mental image. Are these little monkey fuckers looking to attack Mackinac, or are they looking aggroed on Earl? What are they?
It looks like Mackinac has their attention.
Yeah, I'm not a coward. Okay. Double dart on this little jungle creature right here.
Okay.
Both sharpshooter, or I guess, actually single dart sharpshooter on this one.
Okay.
And then I'll just do the next one after. That is a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's 18 points of damage on this little guy.
You kill him.
Nice. Okay, and then second modifier dart on this one way in the back.
Okay.
Right here. Oh, nice. Okay, that is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
That's 17. Yeah, 17 points of damage.
Okay. That one is dead as well.
Alright, and then bonus action dart. I'd have a disadvantage to hit this guy, but I really want to do it, so I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
On this one, non-sharpshooter. Or wait. No, I guess I do use sharpshooter, although I will have disadvantage, so this is probably a mistake. Oh, nope. That's 7 to hit.
That's a miss.
Alright, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. You kill 2 of them there on your turn, and Lenry, it's yours. What do you want to do?
Well, kill the prone one.
Okay.
Give me this here advantage. I will take a modified 20.
That would definitely hit. Roll then damages.
Four damage.
4 damage. Okay. He is still alive.
And then spiritual weapon. Which actually 19.
Mm-hmm.
So I managed to fix my spell type bonus. for 9 damage.
You kill that one.
Yay! I did a thing. I'll just step over here.
Okay.
That's it.
And Dominic, you're up.
I will take 2 swings against this jungle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 16 followed up by a nat 1.
The 16 will hit.
Add my proficiency bonus to damage rolls. So that is going to be 3 plus 9 damage. No, not 9. Yes, plus 9.
12?
Yeah.
Okay. So that guy's still alive, but you do get a good strike with your sword there. Your second one you whiff, unfortunately. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Mackinac, you are up.
Alright, I will again cast Toll the Dead. I think on this one now.
Okay. He rolls a... fail.
Hey. He is damaged already, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that is 12 more damage at him.
You toll him to death. The bell sounds again, and this one falls over dead.
Can I shield bash a different creature than I attacked?
Well, you didn't really attack a creature anyway. It's a spell saving throw.
Oh, that's true. Never mind then.
Is that your turn?
That is going to be my turn.
The 2 creatures here disappear into poofs of black smoke. After you guys have the torch out and slay a few of them, these 2 simply vanish. And all you hear is the sound of footsteps over here, and then the footsteps just stop altogether. You guys are no longer in combat.
Oh my god.
I rush over there and see if I can get any. Like, is the portal gone now?
Ah. When you get over here, is Mackinac coming with?
I'm going to follow the party at this point, making sure that there's no enemies like kind of following us behind.
Sure. You can't really see anything at first, Colcoat, until Mackinac catches up and his torchlight comes through the jungle trees here. That's when you see it. There on the ground is a large... it's a large tent. And it could probably hold anywhere from 2 to 3 people. And right beside the tent, actually causing like little bits of its like frayed, old, and tattered cloth to sort of move in the wind, is a large portal to some other plane. The whole thing is probably about 3 or 4 feet tall from the ground, and displays to you sort of like an oval with a sort of strange warble of colors from the other side.
Okay, here's the $1,000,000 question. Based on the books I was reading, is this portal like the color of one that I would have read about?
Sure, you can make an Arcana roll.
Does it look similar-ish to a portal that I know of?
Stop! There we go.
Oh, hey! Jesus.
No, that's Colcud.
Can I resummon a longbow?
Sure. Give me 2 seconds here. You know what this is. At first glance, you're inclined to think it's something that you don't know, and then you realize that some planes will have different colors. It's not always as cut and dry as most books say that it is. This one is one of those special cases where at first it seems like something else, and then after closer inspection you realize that this is a portal to the Feywild.
I think I recognize this. Definitely is one that would go to the Feywild. One of you mentioned the Feywild, did you not? I don't believe I know much about it.
Where the Fae come from, and I'm going to charge and start like walking towards it, and I'm gonna try to go inside.
Wait. Wait, no.
Okay.
Since I'm not
Going on
a druid, they
over.
never told me much, but I know going through portals is probably not the best idea.
Do you lunge into the Feywild there, Dominic?
I will try to stop him.
If you, I won't go through if he tries to stop me, but I'm gonna try, and then I'm gonna just turn back and just say to her, they also taught me that when you're in a deep dark forest, you don't kick out the goddamn fire.
They were in my head. I'm sorry.
Or we just don't go through portals and we all just get a night's rest before we do anything.
I'd love to go through it as much as anyone, but perhaps we should have a quick look around before we make any decisions.
Are you able to close it, or at least leave it protected?
Oh god, I don't know how to do anything with portals yet.
Ah,
I'm still an amateur.
I
If-
would like to remind you that going on some portal quest through the Feywild would directly intervene with our goal in getting the money from Celestine.
Aren't you curious as to why they were here, though?
I am curious, but if we somehow get stuck in there and summer passes, then this is all for nothing.
If we had magic crystals and someone that knew about them, we could maybe control it.
Well,
I heard that once.
I might not be an expert yet, but I do believe I am the group expert on portals based on my reading of one book. But I think you can come back when you go through.
I'm just gonna look at Earl and just. Why do you be the voice of reason when I really don't need a voice of reason? He makes a good point.
If we were to not have Fraildas dead because of us, I would be fine ignoring our current goal and going off through this portal. But getting the gold is it's more than just getting gold.
But what if there's a vault full of gold bars on the other side of the portal?
The portal seems to
Just have a
hum.
peek. Let us check this tent very quickly. Is the tent, like, can you get into it, or does that portal cover the...
You can enter from the other side and just kind of pull up the cloth. Inside, you see that there is a set of 2 old skeletons laying there, and both of them have like a little bit of gear surrounding them, which doesn't seem to have been taken over time. There's a backpack on one side, as well as a bunch of mundane items like there's like a little like a cooking pot and like a soup ladle, that sort of thing.
I'll have a look around through their stuff and through
Sure.
like the bag, just trying to see if I can figure out who they
Roll
are, why
luck.
they were here.
See what
I'll
you
say,
get for loot.
I'll say a quick prayer.
Okay.
15. Wasn't the 20, but it didn't stick on the 4.
The bag has some expired rations in it, as you would imagine. Not expired in that they're rotten, like they're practically reduced to dust. These people have probably been dead here for quite some time. You also find that there is a couple of strange insects inside the backpack as well, but there is something useful. You find a quiver of arrows, so there's 20 arrows in here, as well as a dagger. There's a tinder box, and you also find a healing potion.
I'll probably hand the bag off. If Dominic's up there with me, I'll hand it to him.
Sure.
A few items in here. I don't need the arrows. Perhaps you can take them.
Sure, I'm sure I lost you along the way. Is there anything else in this?
There's a healing potion in there.
Oh. I'll just hand it off to Mac and I. Just think you might be the best to hold on to this.
I will hold on to it then.
Was there anything else in there, like a journal or any kind of paper?
No, there was not.
Okay. Not much else in there, just a couple of long dead people. With the remains, their skeletons.
The only thing we really have going for us if we do step through the portal is that we can at least communicate with anything not hostile.
I feel like I cannot just stumble across a portal like this and just completely leave it without at least having a bit of a peek. Just a quick hop in, have a look, we can hop back out.
Well, if
Lucian, how much might I remember from what Mother told me about Feywild?
Do you have proficiency in nature or arcana?
Arcana and history.
Okay. You can roll either of those and tell me which one.
Probably go with Arcana.
Okay.
It's the same modifier. Oh, that's gonna be very low. It's 5.
You don't remember anything other than that it's another plane that has something to do with nature.
actually, can I make a roll?
Sure.
Proficient in the nature?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, wow, okay. Okay, that's an 11, but...
Okay. You know something about the Feywild. It's one of the mirror planes, in that what you see on the material plane is replicated over on the other side, though usually in some sort of twisted and different fashion. You know that the Feywild, much like its name would imply, is a place where the Fey creatures live. Beyond that, though, you don't really know about the peculiars of the plane, what you can exactly expect to find there and whatnot.
I don't really know enough about it to say it's a good idea to step in.
I feel connected to these portals, and well, I don't. You might know best, the two of you, but I don't think the Fae are usually all evil like these strange creatures, are they?
From anything that I remember, it's nothing as what it seemed. So make that what you will.
Do you think more frogs could come from one of these portals?
Well, could be anything. I'm not really sure what lives in the Feywild other than Fey creatures in general.
Well,
What if I just step in and have a quick peek? Dominic, you can come with me.
No, my reason for going in was to end the life of a creature that just is. But now it's long gone. But if you wish to go in, I'll follow you. Or you can offer up a second solution. Because Erlebald, correct. You have an acute memory for the locations that we visit, not?
Oh yes, I mean I will mark it on the map as well, so we know where it is.
I suggest do this at the temple first. See if we can get Celestine to aid us by sending ahead, because she seemed as though she was capable to do it before. And then as we're venturing our way back, maybe make a pit stop.
I suppose I just worry that more creatures like this keep pouring into our world.
And for the most part, they'd be fucking with the snake. To me, that doesn't sound like a terrible exchange.
If they
Given-
go south, they go north, then they're attacking forts.
Given our encounter, if it's just these little things, they won't do very well during the day.
Lucian, can I look at the night sky?
Sure.
Is there anything special in particular? Like,
Does
the
it
moon
seem
out?
different?
Yeah.
No. It looks like a nice evening. If you wait longer, the sun's probably going to come up.
Is the moon full?
No, it's not a full moon.
It's gonna turn back to say. There seems to be nothing in particular as to why this portal is here. The tent that's here with it seems like it's old, decrepit, and decayed. There's potential that this has just been here for a long time and will continue to be here for a long time. Some poor fools made an accident of happening upon it, deciding to set up camp.
It might be a natural portal. I don't know if those are possible, but
Yeah, can we? Is it sitting there floating with like crystals around the outside, or is it just like a wavy oval?
No, it's just there in space. You can't tell if there's like maybe a thing it emanates from or something controlling it. It just hovers there, seemingly like a couple inches off the ground and swallowing a portion of the tent.
Well, I have to put something through it. I toss a little rock through it, just to see what happens.
Okay. You throw a rock, and there's a ripple on the surface of the portal as the rock disappears past its edge.
So what now? Do we wait and see if something happens? I don't know how this works.
Well, I am tired of portals and little frog goblins and whatever this is. I'm going to go back to bed. Good luck with this.
Okay.
Yeah, let's finish our rest if we can. It was quite the surprise in the middle of the night there.
Earl just moves back to the campsite, lights it again with Druidcraft, and just tries to go to sleep.
It takes a bit with all the dirt in the fire pit, but eventually you get the thing going and lay down for rest.
Before I head back, actually, like on the, like on the edge of the tent, I just want to cast Continual Flame.
Okay. So you set the tent on fire?
I mean, Continual Flame doesn't produce heat or actual flame.
Ah,
It's just like it's like a ethereal torch, essentially,
okay.
and it can't be smothered or quenched.
Okay. It doesn't seem to really have any effect, but you cast the spell anyway.
I mean, it produces light, and it's there,
Mm-hmm.
and the creatures there don't like light, so
True. You don't see any that seem to be, running out of the wild to come and attack you, so perhaps that's a good sign. But the portal and the tent doesn't seem to change.
and it lasts until I dispel it. So
Okay.
Did you also look at the material?
materials for it shouldn't. Oh shit. Yeah, no, I don't have that. Fuck that.
Ah, okay.
I forgot about the material component.
I'll probably just sit in front of the portal for the rest of the night.
Sure.
Got a cat man doing it for us.
What are the rest of you doing?
Snoozing.
Okay.
Snoozing.
Kulkote, I'd like you to go ahead and make for me a perception roll, please.
As the hand grabs him and takes him into
Oh,
the
God.
portal.
That
What-
is 7.
Okay. The rest of your group leaves. They've had to wake up for this strange debacle, and now it's time for them to go back to bed. But you stay around the portal. It's the first time you've been able to be this close to one, and haven't had to deal with all the frog shenanigans of before. It's kind of mesmerizing, in a way. And as you look at it, you think that you can hear sort of like strange sounds that come from it on occasion. Sometimes it's like a weird little hum or maybe like an organic sound, like a twig being broken, but it's always muffled in a way that you can't quite tell if it's real or not, or maybe some sort of illusion. But it is somewhat fascinating to stare into. Eventually, the light comes up, and the sun finally makes its way, and dawn breaks on the day. It's unfortunately interrupted your group's long rest, though, and you will not get the effects of a long rest for tonight. So you've been up for. You're on your second day here. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, please. It's a 10 or higher to not get exhaustion.
Oh god, I'm
Oh,
exhausted.
Jesus. Well, can we just sleep in a little bit?
Well, it was at the end, so you would have to sleep another 8 hours from here.
Okay, well, I'm not
Can I-
exhausted.
Can I get like a short rest in there to get some hit dice?
Sure, you can get a short rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 3 as well.
How many... do you get hit dice? God, I need to figure out how this works. Give me a
Hit
second.
dice, you get half rounded down back at every long rest.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna spend 2 hit dice and then a second wind. Oh, nice. 19.
I think it's rounded up because you don't get the. You could potentially end up missing a hit die if that were the case, if it was a round down.
Wow,
It's
that's
only
the
total.
highest I rolled ever. That's fucking a 10 and 2 9s.
Okay. So some of you get, your full rests and everything, but some of you are feeling a little bit drowsy by the time the sun comes up. What do you guys want to do? It's a new day. You've made it through the night's trials and tribulations.
I'm probably sitting there until the group comes to grab me.
Sure.
Time to go, Coco. We have further duties. Rush forward.
Right. Well, where's the map? Let me mark this down. I'm gonna assume Macknar might have the map.
I think I had it.
Sure.
Okay, I'll mark down where this is on the map here.
Let's see here. Alright. With that,
Oh, could you put a marker too where that other one was?
the other what was?
The frog portal.
Oh, I think that was way up here.
Yeah, so I can keep track of them. Thanks.
No worries.
Cool if I change the color.
Oh, go for it. You can swap the names and stuff too, I think. I don't think you ever found out which plane the first one went to, but you can write that this one's to the Feywild, given that you've discovered that.
Yeah, it was just one that wasn't in the book I was looking at.
Didn't we figure out it came from the frog world?
The Frogwild.
I don't want to go there. Alright, well, if they grab me, are we going to head out then? We're back on the
Looks
road?
like it.
Okay.
We can always go back, Colcoat.
You
I
guys
just hope it's still here. I don't really know if they work that way. Got to find a library one of these days.
Now, as you guys go and turn to leave, there's just a little bit more travel that you have to do. And I want another luck roll, please, to see how this goes.
Relic?
Oh no.
I don't think you've
Terrible.
done it yet, really.
You guys made me do it. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, we did.
You made me do it.
you guys manage to get a night's rest. And for a day, there's nothing as you go further. And then, on the second day, just as the afternoon is coming around, there we go. I need everybody to roll perception, please.
Can Soup also roll injury roll?
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want.
One day.
Are you gonna give me the lesser restoration, Lenray? Or am I just rolling one die?
I think he's on the phone or something.
Sorry, what
I
are
didn't
you
realize I
rolling?
was muted.
Oh.
Get that lesser restoration.
Yeah. Want my 1
I'm
AC
mute,
back?
I'm mute with my
Oh.
headset, not with Discord, so I don't get an icon.
Alright, well, I feel like I'm getting closer.
Yeah, you'll get there, you'll get there.
And then perception.
Yeah,
That
type
was
your perception
really-
into the chat, please, so I can see.
That wasn't really a roll. I did roll a 17. I guess you didn't see it, so you don't know.
Okay.
Just sort of just flopped.
So, with that, the two of you that rolled 10s don't pick this up, but the rest of you, you're walking along here, bunched together, going through the jungle. There's been no sign of the Yuan Ti, even though you're just getting further and further into their territory. And then, it happens. At one point, going through a thin little strip of land that runs around this lake, you guys open up into a large crater of some kind. It's a huge depressed portion of the jungle, and at the bottom of it, it looks like there's a small pond, and there's a whole bunch of trees that kind of overhang around it. You can hear the sound of like frogs croaking and different creatures and whatnot. But perhaps worse than that is that nearby, a few hundred feet away from you, those of you with the higher perception checks notice some of the dreaded snake people. They're around what looks like a very well camouflaged structure. There's a tent that has been made around a couple of trees, and they've taken a good degree of foliage and kind of put it around this tent to disguise it. At first glance, you guys don't notice that. It's the snake people that you pick up on first, and then as they kind of like walk around, you realize this little structure that they seem to have set out there. It's the middle of the day, and the encampment of them has probably about half a dozen Yuan Ti at it. They don't seem to have noticed you guys, given how far away you are.
Well, that's quite fortunate we didn't stumble into it.
If we had been walking at night, we almost would have.
What should our plan be? Do you want to move around it? Do you want to sneak up on them?
Well,
How many are there in total?
we can see what, a half dozen?
Yeah. Estimation. Seeing, because they kind of like walk into the building and come out, right?
What type of structure does it look like?
It's a tent that's been made out of cloth that drapes between different trees. So think of if you took like a tarp and just like hung it from one tree trunk to another, and then took another tarp and hung it from that to another, like to make walls, sort of. It's like that, but they've put foliage all over it, and so the cloth is very well disguised.
Looking at it, I'm assuming we would think it's just a temporary like outpost thing because we've seen these big temples they have. Like,
Yeah,
this
it's
isn't
not
very
made of stone
impressive.
or anything. It's just like a
Okay.
bunch of draped cloth and a bunch of cleverly put like vines and leaves to disguise it.
Okay, table talk. I hate being murder hobo, but like our entire quest for this is clear out Yuan Ti in a temple. Would
I mean-
this be too aggressive?
No, well, we need in character. Hold on. Look, we've got probably two options. We sneak around, or we have to kill every single one of them. If one of them gets away, we're screwed. Everyone will be on lookout for us.
Well, our plan
I
was...
could potentially hide our path if we wanted to sneak away and just make it to the temple. Get them before they even know there's anyone in territory.
Well, our plan was the scrolls, right? until we know exactly how many there are, I don't know if that's going to be really effective.
Well, if we want to sneak, I can hide our path. They will not detect us. We know they like to run away, especially for an outpost like this.
And
They're
I'm
only here to
sure
warn
that
the others. If we can't kill them all instantly, the entire 1T Empire is going to be all over us.
I agree with Colquitt. I do not
believe that
think
you can-
that.
Table Talk, I got Pass Without Trace if you want to use it.
Oh!
Big man
That's
on
what I thought.
campus.
That's why I thought you meant I was gonna say, if you believe you can get us past, then I will put my faith in.
We should be able to watch for traps to make sure we don't stumble into anything.
Yes, we do not want to be attacking that big temple and them knowing that we're coming after it.
How close could we really get before they found us out?
Well, this distance here, if we stay this or a bit further, I can cover ourselves for about an hour. Sure, we'll be able to make good distance from this outpost in that time.
Now here's the next question. Would we be able to take off Mackinaar's armor, sneak through, and then put it back on?
I feel like we would have to disassemble Mackinaar to achieve that.
Mackinaar is the armor.
Mackinaar has nothing without his armor.
Take off all of Mackinaar's plate? How long does that even take? Doff-
Probably shorter if Mackinaar could be the one to do it.
To doff heavy armor, it takes 5 minutes.
I'd say if
Is
you
that
guys
even
are all
useful?
going to help him, you could probably get it off him in like a minute or two.
Well, should we risk it?
That can't hurt.
Combat without Mackinaar being invincible?
What do you think, Mackinaar?
I do not approve of this idea.
Would you like to just sneak through with the armor on? Loud as it might be?
I feel it would be unwise.
If we do alert someone, it's not like Mackinaar's gonna be taking any hits anyway.
I'm gonna summon a longbow for this just in case.
Yeah, I'll take out my crossbow.
Sure.
Well, should we try to sneak by? If they notice us, we rush in.
I mean,
Seems to be that way.
Should we use a scroll in case something terrible happens?
I think if we
Well,
get
if we get in trouble, of course.
Alright.
My biggest concern when fighting them would be the invisibility that we saw them use.
Yes, I was down in that lab though. While there were quite an assortment of ingredients, there were not very many that were fully made. Based on what I've seen in these things, and maybe you would agree, Lenry, the types of potions that they're using seem quite powerful. I can't imagine they're super common that all of them have them.
no, these are things that I would definitely struggle to make. Probably even the ones who taught me.
Yeah, if we just keep our guard up, I'm sure we can get
I don't-
past without alerting them.
I don't want to sound racist, but I don't believe a bunch of snake people who can.
I'm already offended.
Is this on Twitch? Listen, he's streaming this. You can't just say something like
You
that.
can't just say snake. You know, like, can't do the whole S word.
It's so derogatory.
I
Reptilian
my own
folk.
personality. I about went full blown to capitalize on a joke, but hi chat.
Do you think in real life we just say black you know, like, you don't do that?
You just call him Yuan T like a regular person.
Exactly.
Aleutian, the people watching you know very well what we do.
Oh my god,
No
just
comment.
like watching your awkward expression as you said snake. You're just Anyway, I'm just gonna pat my chest and like pull out the
I'm
amulet.
sorry, people of serpent.
Serpent kind, yeah. So much better. Next you're gonna start just calling them cold bloods. Wow.
No, that's Mackinac.
Mackinac doesn't have blood. You don't
Exactly.
think.
Anyway, pull out the amulet. Just say, maybe we can get some
Did you miss
angelic aid for this little walk through paradise.
What?
Use the amulets so that we get advantage on the stealth roll.
We
Yeah,
can
you could
get
do that.
advantage.
Hey, yeah.
Are you guys
Pop
all gonna
amulet.
pop your amulets?
Pop amulets and do the sneaky sneak.
Alright, everybody roll stealth.
Oh, we
You all
got
have
you.
advantage.
Activate.
Unless you have
So-
disadvantage, in which case it
Oh my
cancels out.
god.
Wait,
Now,
Aleutian,
do you
before
also
we make
put-
rolls,
What?
can I cast guidance on everybody? Or is that too OP?
Oh, before... I would say you could
Everybody
cast guidance on one person.
Yourself.
Alright, yeah. So I'm gonna cast enhance ability
Hmm.
on myself and essentially
Oh.
negate my disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Wait, let me see some here. See some here.
Mhm.
Guidance is
I don't have it
concentration.
prepared.
So,
That
Oh,
is
Are
concentration,
you
yeah.
giving us pass without a trace? I just want to make
Yes.
sure.
Yes, pass without a trace, plus 10.
so you get to choose enhanceability or guidance.
Yeah, it's gonna be enhance ability.
Okay, so you get that, so you have double advantage. So that gives you proper advantage from your disadvantage. Post what your results are into the chat, please. And that is janked as fuck.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
do shit
yes.
roll.
Okay.
Oh, that's not
Now,
bad.
One more time. So the first one was a 13. The number 13. A 19.
Oh,
That's a
Relic, is that after adding the plus
How
10
did you get a
pass without
10?
trace?
You had a 10 with
Oh, plus
advantage?
10.
Oh wait,
Oh, I got a 10, right. So that's...
is that?
You guys all
Oh.
have plus 10 to whatever your number
You
is.
guys popped amulet and you popped pass without trace, right?
yes.
Okay,
Okay, so I got a 20 then.
so the lowest is a 20. Alright, I'm gonna roll perception here for these Wanty scouts and see what they get. And it looks like I'm gonna have to get like a natty in order to catch you guys. Well, that's a hot 7. You guys start to creep down into the crater here and move as silently as you possibly can. There are even jungle creatures down here that don't seem to notice your presence as you drift by. Are you investigating any of the area or just trying to make your way through as fast as you can to get away from these 1T? Because there
feel like
is...
there are no
Earl's,
traps.
We're
Earl's looking
gonna-
out for traps.
Yeah,
Okay,
we watch where we go, and that's about it.
that's it. Okay. Go ahead and roll perception. See if you notice anything then. Not going to do any sightseeing, you're just making sure the path in front of you is clear.
Who's doing this?
Are we all
Earl.
rolling perception?
Yeah, you guys
Oh.
can roll as well.
Yeah, I'd definitely be keeping an eye on if there's 1T, if I see anything weird.
Just post what you guys get there into the chat.
Yeah, just checking for traps.
Investigation.
Making sure to stay tight with the group.
Wait, perception or investigation?
Perception.
Okay.
I said it like 10 times.
I know, and somebody said investigation. I got confused.
Well, that person's high.
As a kite.
Some of you miss them, whereas others pick them up. Mackinac and Erlabald You guys don't see these, but the rest of you notice that there are little tripwires here and there, and small little simple jungle traps made out of like vines and sticks. You even find a pitfall trap. This area that you're going through is like it's just like a field of landmines, basically. There's traps all over the place, and you start navigating through them, and it starts to slow your progress. However, it doesn't seem that you've been caught at all. And eventually, you emerge from this hellish space, going after one tripwire and then another pitfall, and then finally get out of the crater onto the other side. No Wanty attack you, and nobody falls to a trap.
Woo! Woohoo!
Hoo-hoo.
I've never been more pleased.
Fucking thanks, Ray Holt.
Do you guys continue along on your way?
Hell
I guess we
yeah.
just keep going, and now that we've seen what their little encampment thing and all their traps look like, just keeping an extra eye out.
Okay.
That looks similar.
Can we have another little thing just so that we know for when we're coming back that there's an outpost there?
Sure. You guys have some markers down here. I'll duplicate some more for you. But yeah, just put those wherever you want, name them whatever you want. The map is basically yours, right? I'm not controlling it or anything. You guys can put whatever relevant stuff on it you want. Pretend it's Machinar's piece of paper or whatever.
Oh, then nobody can touch it.
Wipe all these off of here. Get these green fuckers off. Okay. You guys continue on, and as you do, getting out of the crater, you travel for about an hour. You're going through the jungle brush, and you're avoiding the left and right sides of the jungle, which seem to be particularly dense. This area that you're in is a little bit more manageable to move through, and Coalcoat, given your ranger background, you know, you're trying to take the group through the fastest and safest route, which is definitely this sort of space in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you're going along, you guys are like, you know, 1, maybe 2 hours away from the crater, and you hear something way before you see it. It sounds like a low drone off in the distance. And using your previous perception checks, I would say, Lenry, you know what it is. Off in the distance, you hear the sound of marching footsteps. It's like an army passing through the jungle.
Okay, guys. There's a lot of them.
A lot of what?
A lot of
Approximately
something.
how many?
An army.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Is it a big army? Is it a small army? Is it more of a contingent?
That you have to wonder.
What direction then?
It's a lot of snake people.
It sounds like it's straight up ahead.
Henry, we talked to you about this. Don't call them snake people.
Whoa! Sorry,
We're
Twitch.
gonna kill them anyway.
Oh my god! You mean cleanse them? Jeez. You fucking
Purify the
animal.
land.
Half elves, I swear.
I know you never expect a mixed breed to be racist, but here we are.
Yep. 2018. This is what I have to put up with.
It's the current
Who
year.
is super scale?
I'm super scale.
Oh, you're super scale.
Because it rhymes with soup for sale.
Yeah, super scale was first.
And then soup for sale. And then what's the next one going to be then?
I had Booper Frail for a little bit, but
You boops frailed ass all the time.
hell yeah.
Scoops
No,
for
I have
tail?
no idea.
Leaks for bail.
I was like, definitely in front of.
Is there somewhere that we can try to like hide out and have a listen to see if it's coming towards us or what direction they're walking in?
It sounds like they're coming towards you. Dudes.
That's not good. Can we move out of their way?
Sure. Do you want to go into one of the denser sides of the jungle and hide there?
Yeah, or Earl's gonna motion for that, for Coalcoat to lead the way since he's the smarty pants and around this forest.
Coalcoat, I'd
Yeah.
like you to roll survival, please, as you take the group and lead them to the side, hopefully to avoid this set of marching footsteps.
You're a boy genius, you got this.
Boy, genius.
Oh,
Oh my god, he fucking is!
Oh!
How many nat 20s have you rolled?
Yeah, you've actually got a lot of 20s tonight, dude.
And they've been in good times too.
Yeah. Okay. You find not only a very good spot to hide your group, so good that I won't have them roll stealth, but it's a perch up on this little raised area. So you can kind of think of where you were traveling as the innermost portion of the jungle valley, and on the left and right are these two sort of slightly raised hills. And so you run and get onto one of these hills, and you guys are all perched kind of in between like a little recess in the ground and the roots of a large gnarled tree nearby. If you guys have seen it, picture maybe where the hobbits hide when the ring wraith goes by, sort of thing, right? Like it's like this little nook there, but you're looking down through the valley, and as you guys are all there, the sound gets closer and closer. Thankfully now it's, traveling along the side instead of towards your group's direction, but eventually you see it. And there, in between the numerous jungle trees, you see dozens, no, maybe hundreds of Yuan Ti that are marching in unison, heading in the opposite direction of where you're going. They're all moving for the crater, and maybe something that lies beyond.
Yeah, that's not.
While you're staring at them, you see many of them are foot soldiers. They have at their side different weapons like the scimitars and bows that you've seen. You see the glowing crystals, which are familiar, and then one of the trees is kind of nudged to the side, and you see what looks like a massive 12-foot tall serpent that has like a man's upper body and a huge snake like tail that just extends out from the waist and slithers behind him, kind of like a naga or like a merfolk or something like that, but it's huge. Like it's a massive creature, probably like 20 feet long from one end to the other, just slithering there. This huge abomination. The swords it has at its sides look so big that they could cut a carriage in half with a single swing, and this thing is like halfway into the group here, moving along with them.
We can't fight.
Just let them pass.
Yeah, let's just let these fuckers pass.
That'd be so great if Lenry was like, charge! Just...
No,
All three
I'm
fireball
not Dudarin.
skulls.
Dudarin would have, not Lenry.
The army continues to move past, and slithering, marching, they make their way through the forest, and gradually the tail ends of them start to disappear off into the distance. If you had to guess their numbers by the time you see all of them go by, you would say probably about 200 or 300 Yuan Ti. You guys are stuck up here for maybe about like 30 minutes as they pass by.
Sure wouldn't want to be in those forts right now.
Coalcoat!
Oh, there.
Well, I was just saying.
They are,
No, I mean,
Very
Coalcoat is
mysterious.
right. I wouldn't want to be in those forts either.
At the very least, it's maybe good news for us. Hopefully there is not as much back where they came from. I'm glad we didn't run into that big giant one.
That would have been very, very bad if we had started a fight.
I
The
have
army had moved through.
I have a feeling that that's not the only one that size, though.
Well, it's one less that we might have to deal with at least. Or 200 to 300 less than we might have had to deal with.
We need more scrolls.
Yes, no doubt. Well, shall we start heading back south now? We'll have to keep an eye out for, I guess, armies of 1T.
Yes, I think the sooner we get this done, the better.
Okay. Do you guys continue on the last leg of your journey?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You find yourselves in a familiar position as before. After 2 more days of travel, so 2 sets of injury rolls, if Lenry wishes to not have her thing for today.
No, I'm only gonna give him 1. I
Okay.
kind of need. I need the spell slots.
So roll 3 injury checks.
One of these days.
One of these days. You finally come upon the temple. It's unlike anything that you've seen before. Perhaps the murals on the outside are similar with their sort of serpentine looks, and the stone is a similar color as well, but instead of some sort of pyramid with a bunch of pillars all around it, this one is but a single large pillar, and it rises up from the center of a crater, kind of like what you guys had seen before, but instead of being some sort of pond there's just this massive, it's like a monolith that just kind of comes rising out of the thing. And you can see different stories of the monolith has like little windows in it with lights and torches, as well as walkways that go up and down it with people patrolling left and right going up the thing. You notice something else about this place, though. It's not inhabited by the same kind of 1T. From your position here on the outside of the crater, looking at the thing and trying to peer at it as best you can, you see that most of the 1T traveling here have different colored skin. They're kind of like, some of them are dark, some of them are light, but none of them are like the green from before. They all seem to have like a weird sort of hue to them. Some of them exhibit like the darker scales, and others exhibit like an albinism almost. And you also notice that more than half of them are wearing robes as they go up and down these outside walkways. The entire pillar is so large that there's probably about 10 stories in total, though each one is likely not too big. The entirety of the rooms inside, given how big this obelisk must be, is maybe like 30 feet from one side to the other. So picture just like a 30-foot cylinder rising up out of the center of this crater. The very top of this cylinder, as you might expect, is shaped and fashioned with excellent stonework to look like a what's it called? Like a big snake head that has its jaws open and its fangs pointed skyward, and there's like a flame that burns there, like a huge orange bonfire at the center of its mouth.
Well, fuck.
I will get you guys a little mini map. So you are, let's see, this is going to be like pseudo 3D just because we're working with some vertical elements. But right here,
do you mind if I go to the washroom while you're...
please do.
Thank you.
So you've got all this foliage and everything around it. And the building itself at the center of the crater is just a massive cylinder. And then at the top is this big snake head. And you can see like little windows in it here and there. And like a spiral staircase that goes up the thing.
Up the outside of it?
Yeah. You guys would be in like a little section of the forest. Probably about like right here. On the outskirt. There we go. This is what you guys have to take for the reward of 4,000 gold.
We just have to throw enough fireballs at the bottom so it collapses on itself.
It's made of stone, by the way.
You just have to throw enough napalm scrolls at it.
I mean, I don't know how effective that would be. I mean, a fireball's sort of like a cannonball.
Maybe if we just ask them nicely, they'll stop.
It's possible.
I mean, we haven't tried it yet.
Now, let's see. I would say that your group also notices something else. As you're scoping out the area and pausing here, there's a curious lack of patrols in this area. And unlike before, where you would run into these like groups of 1T that are kind of guarding the different places and whatnot, here everything is just kind of out in the open.
Would it be higher than 30 feet?
Oh, it would be much taller. It's 30 feet from one end of the cylinder to the other, like diameter. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking like doesn't make sense for height.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Every story is just...
They're little baby snakes.
It just looks big. Yeah, they're just tiny
Yeah,
snakes.
it's
I
tiny
can't go
little
near it,
can
though.
there at the bottom.
Every floor is only 2 feet tall.
Are there anyone that patrols like on the staircases on the outside?
You see people constantly moving like up and down. The staircase looks wide enough that probably 3 people could stand abreast at any given time. And they move between the different stories. You know, there's like little doors that meet at the outside walkways. However, you don't really know if they're on watch or if they're just moving around from one story to the other. They don't really seem to pay much attention. Occasionally somebody, you know, glances out across the jungle and looks across the crater, or, you know, even chances a direction towards you guys, but, you know, they just continue walking along.
Does anyone have like weapons in hand?
You
Earl
see one or two
always-
people, but most of them are just wearing their robes.
So how do we think the best way to take this thing down would be?
How cool would it be if we could get Mackinac to build us a cannon and then we just topple this tower over? I want to do it so badly.
Mackinac, you cannot make a cannon out of rope. I'm just going to tell you that now.
But can I use the rope to make a cannon?
What did I just say?
Can we use all of the ball bearings and caltrops?
You fucking snake person.
We also just melt down Mackinac and make this cannon.
What if we used enough rope and just made a slingshot and used Mackinac as cannonball?
Well, I think the best way
Closer
we
to the
probably
realm of possibility.
we probably want to get to the higher ground on these people. Go up the staircase. What if we just run up and drop caltrops behind us? They won't be able to get up there and then fight them from the high ground.
Is that a giant fire at the top of this tower?
It's a huge bonfire in the mouth of the snake.
What would we do about food?
Oh, it's a snake mouth.
Yeah.
What food?
I assume they would wind up sieging us and letting us just starve.
Tell me again what's surrounding it, Lucian.
So it's a huge crater, right? You guys are on the top rim looking down into the thing, right? And this thing rises up 10 stories from the very center of the crater. What's around you guys is just different jungle foliage. So there's trees, things like that. There are trees and plants in the crater. So, you know, if you wanted to maybe move up under cover or something, you could. It's not nearly as thick, though, as on the rim and beyond.
How deep is the bottom of the crater where the cylinder is rising up from compared to the lip?
Enough that the cylinder rises up probably about half of its distance. So if we get some dimensions here, let's see. A story is roughly what, like 12 feet?
10 feet.
10 feet, right? So
Depends on the construction method, you know, I don't know what Monty
10 to
used,
12,
but-
whatever you
well, I would say that there's probably about 60 feet of the cylinder within the crater and another 60 feet rising out of the top, with maybe like another 10 or 20 being like the snake head at the top of that.
We didn't pick the fly spell scroll, did we?
No.
You did not, but I offered it. And it could have been useful.
How much rope do you have?
250 feet.
That's a lot of rope.
I went for a lot of rope, man.
Do you have enough to shoot a grappling hook to the top, and then we'll...
I don't know
Another
how,
thing nobody bought.
How wide is this crater? Like, could we actually put a rope from the top to like somewhere out
So
here?
the crater is here. I'll write this down because we're gonna need this.
I need blueprints. I need schematics.
Mhm,
It's crafting time, Evolution. Come on.
Yep. 60 feet deep and probably about like 200 feet wide.
So the actual part of the tower that is sticking out is about the last 4 stories plus the snakehead.
Where does the snakehead count?
There's probably about, let's say, it's right here. Temple height is, 140. 60 within crater.
Can you give me drawing permissions temporarily? I just want to sketch in the middle so I can like better understand what we're looking at here.
Yeah, here, one sec.
I have a question about the staircase. Is it like stairs that are just jutting out? Like there's nothing underneath them? Like it's not like it's solid ground that like the stairs in the tower like it's small, like it's not like a cone, right? Like it's a solid cylinder.
Your promoted relic, I think that'll let you draw.
He's giving me the power, guys. He fell for it.
Doo-doo-doo.
Now erase everything.
I can do that.
Wait, can you?
Probably.
I just took a screenshot of it because I don't trust you.
Sorry, Kolko, what was your question?
Rude, man.
The staircase, what?
The stairs, like are they? I'm assuming because it's a cylinder, like when the stairs, there's nothing underneath them, like they're just stairs sticking out that are however.
Yeah, so
big
you
of a
could
distance.
picture them like this.
moving T.
Essentially, what I'm wondering if I needed to, is it feasible to use my claws and climbing speed to climb up from the underneath part of the stairs?
Right, so it's just like this sort of rock pattern like that snakes around the temple. And sorry, what did you want to know? Is it possible to what?
To like Spider-Man along the bottom of it with my claws.
Oh. I would say that there's decoration on them that looks like you might be able to grapple it. Whether or not you'd be able to grab underneath the steps, you definitely would have to get closer to tell if that's possible. From where you are right here, you don't know. But it might be an option to, climb underneath the steps with your claws. For a normal person, this would be undoable, but for a tabaxi, maybe. You'd have to see it.
The climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Need a closer look.
All right, so if we're it's 200 feet diameter or radius?
200 feet diameter from one end to the other. Yeah.
Okay.
60 feet deep.
And the crater is 60 foot. Okay.
Somebody get that stupid gif from that... what is it, that film that has, like, Galifianakis looking at all the math equations?
No.
No.
There you go.
Yay! What in the world are we gonna fill the crater with lava?
That'd be so much.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Relic's mind right now.
Well, I'm just trying to get an idea of the layout, right?
Oh, I see. I thought this was
Christ,
like
that's a fucking.
That's a link. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Have fun with that, Twitch chat.
Oh Jesus.
Don't worry, fucking Sky.
It's not a virus, I swear.
Doesn't even work, Daxon. Link doesn't even work.
Does it not?
Nope.
I clicked on all those characters for this.
Man, I do not like running through this crater. Thing I'm genuinely a fan of.
Anything
Trying to
but
make
that.
another like siege weapon, trebuchet, harpoon cannon thing, right?
I mean, we could realistically
Just to
build a
draw 'em
trebuchet,
out, right?
right? You could totally build a trebuchet.
I mean, we already made something. Was it a catapult? No, we made a wall and then we made like a
We
big.
were working on like a ballista, and then they like found us while we were doing it.
Mhm.
You guys had a retard moment while you were building it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
I can't believe we tried to.
Is it that?
Only resulted in 6 injuries.
That was the Hell Week, I remember that. Like,
Of which we only still have one.
like 2 or 3 players died
I think
that
he's
week.
got 2, doesn't he?
Honestly, we got so lucky
Might
then,
have to.
but at the same time, we got so unlucky. It's just ridiculous.
Advantage with the person that has plus like 7 to performance rolls
To be
like
fair, I did
What I rolled-
like.
9. 9 was what I rolled for the performance.
I don't remember.
It was low though.
Mm.
Oh,
this-
I've been disconnected from lobby.
What?
Mm.
The The fuck? Oh, it
Disconnect
says
lobby
connecting
fine.
for all of you guys. Well, I hear you through Discord.
Oh, yeah, I disconnected.
Folks,
I can
it looks
still
like
see you.
Steam might be having a seizure. Please bear with us. I'm gonna save the table before it explodes.
Keep
Z
talking.
Cerebrid
Nobody
exists, but Illusion does not. I wanted to add like Descartes to the end of that for some reason. I don't know why.
Illusion.
Descartes.
It's pronounced Descartes. Are you able to get back into the room?
I don't
Try
see
now.
either him or Z.
Oh, it just said the Steam servers are down. Now it's back. Thanks,
I'm gonna
Steam.
go ahead and restart my tabletop.
Yeah, might be a good idea. We'll see.
Yeah. Let's do that.
If you can't see the room, let me know, and then I'll re-open it.
Who the? What? No, I see Z and I see someone else, but I don't know.
What do you mean?
See ya. Midnight the Neko. I do not have
Midnight
someone.
the Neko? That guy, we go way back.
I don't have someone like that on my friends list. I don't think.
I only have Z on mine. Z as we call him.
Yeah, I'll have to restart tabletop.
Yeah, me too. Oh
Looks
well,
like-
we're not like mid-fight or anything.
True. True.
Illusion, do you want to restart tabletop?
No, I definitely don't.
Please.
Nope.
Just like a snake person.
Damn. You know how to strike where I'm weakest, Koala. You know I'm sensitive about my snake heritage.
I mean, I wear my koala heritage on my sleeve.
Alright, we're gonna
And
go
on the
to a brief break here as I try and get tabletop working again. Excuse us a moment.
Yeah, I don't see you at all, Illusion.
It says that I'm logged back into Steam, so I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Got
I mean,
timeout from client.
Opening tabletop.
People in global are saying everybody got crashed at once.
We should just
So-
like go down and talk to Z.
It's a global tabletop thing.
And apparently everyone was winning.
There we go. It's open again. Try and get in if you can.
Oh. I've got something.
Hey, I see it. Just type in super password.
For secret.
Six Semper Tyrannus.
It's,
Super
blank,
illegal.
right?
Super illegal. Ultra illegal. Huh?
Wait. Real quick.
What?
Is their team name now seriously Six Forever Dinosaur?
No, it's Six Semper Tyrannus.
Yeah, Semper is Latin for forever.
Okay. And sick is not six in Latin.
Oh, I thought it was six. Because that's
And
what they were
Tyrannus
calling it.
definitely doesn't mean dinosaur. Pretty sure
I
it
think
means
that's
tyrant.
just talking about a T-Rex, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Six Forever Dinosaur is now what Monday Group shall be known as. Okay.
God, I was reading the notes. That God, they're working for a fucking dragon.
Yeah, some
I
things
need to-
happened.
I need to actually watch some of the other VODs.
Relic, do you need perms again?
I mean, I think I'm good. This is like
Okay.
kind of what I wanted to visualize. This is all correct?
Yes.
All those dimensions? Okay.
Oh, okay. Yep, there we are.
There we go. Okay, I'm
That is
switching
a-
back.
It's a phrase. Wow.
Hmm?
There it is.
Are you still talking about Six Semper Tyrannis?
I am, purely for the fact that the title is labeled 6 Semper Tyrannis. That's why I was like, why is this is weird.
It's weird because like it's a shortened version, right? So the translation of the shortened one sounds like the exact opposite of what the longer one is. The longer one says, "Thus always I bring death to tyrants." The other one is, "Thus always to tyrants." It sounds like you're serving them when it's
Yeah.
just "Thus always to tyrants."
Wow.
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 Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Okay,
Quality content.
we're all back. What's the plan of attack here, guys? What are you gonna do about this monstrosity?
Oh,
All right, so table talk. We have to kill the Wanti. It's not just like take the tower. It's like kill all of the Wanti in the tower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the angel specifically told you that she needs you to clear the temple, cleanse it. Everybody here needs to be dead. At that point, you will have completed your quest.
So, like table talk. You don't need to answer the solution. I'm just spitballing for the party.
Wait, what the
If
fuck?
we lured them all outside,
Yeah.
like, you know, we kill 10 inside, and then everybody else is outside, and we manage to lock them out or scare them off or something.
How the fuck... Sorry, excuse me a moment. How is it that you have the typing tool?
I don't know. I've just always had it.
Same.
I also have it.
I just don't abuse it.
Jesus Christ.
How do you think of the first one? Like, is there? No. In the first one, there was
Wait,
a
I
little,
made too many.
What have you done?
in the first one, there was a bunch of little like hidden gems I left everywhere.
Mm-hmm,
The first bullet.
Hidden gems, he says.
Well, they were they were usually pretty good. You didn't see a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think all of us are just sitting there patiently while Mackinac is calculating.
I do want
Hmm.
to just say I have Hunger of Hadar, which the radius of the sphere that it creates is bigger than the width of the tower.
So we just run up and use some stuff.
We
Kill
can
them as they
definitely
come up.
flush them out of some of the rooms, but they'll just move to another room, right?
Well, let's just start at the top and clear our way down, right? You peek in the window, if there's like 10 of them, you throw in the fireball.
I like starting from the top, because it makes
Excuse me,
combat
sir.
a
I
lot
saw that on
easier.
stream.
What? What now?
He took away my fucking permission.
What if, like, we somehow sneak into, like, the middle floor and announce that it's, like, Jim's birthday or something, and everyone comes for the party, and then 3 fireballs.
Happy Snake Day, Jim! And oh my god!
Wait, how many floors are there? It's 10 stories total.
Yeah, there's 10 floors as far as
There's
you
actually
can
10
tell.
floors.
Yeah.
Okay. These aren't like abomination-sized floors where it's like 30 feet per floor or anything.
No, from what you saw of that thing, it would actually be rather difficult for something of that size to really navigate or get through. Like, it could probably go up the steps, it probably couldn't go in through the doorways.
So the last 40 feet is the flaming.
No, the last 20 feet.
And did I just learn stories wrong? I thought stories were 10 feet, but they're 12 feet.
Stories are an indeterminate amount of feet depending on how you construct the building.
Ah,
Right.
The stories
Well, choose
are 12 feet each. There you go.
so sad I don't have my typing tool anymore.
Maybe you shouldn't have been so gay, Daxon.
Damn.
I can't. How did you see that?
What do you mean? I see everything. It's not true, but I like to think it is.
So, I have a bunch of rope.
He
Don't know
has a
what we're
bunch of
gonna do with
rope.
the Well, I got a bunch of rope.
You have enough rope that if you put it from the very tippy top of the tower, it would come to 20 feet off of the ground. From, like, the edge of the snake's mouth at the very top.
Oh.
I
So
have
if you...
250 feet of rope.
Oh, 250. Sorry,
250,
I thought
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like half of that. Yeah, you have a lot of rope.
I got 250.
You could run like a pulley system
I'm pretty sure
thingy.
there's enough to go from like the top to go like out here.
Yeah,
If we want
easily.
to like make a line or something.
Do a reverse zip line.
Mm-hmm.
Could we use Mackina's, No, you didn't take another level in Cleric, did you?
I have 4 levels of cleric. What?
Oh shit, sorry, I thought you had 4 levels in Fighter for some reason. Could we use Relic's thing to make a grappling hook?
We probably could, yeah.
Relic's
I still have
thing?
I have the channel divinity that lets me make a 100 GP item after 1 hour by just thinking about it.
And if we have the raw material around.
Yeah. Well, I need raw metal. Apparently, I don't even need the other materials. I just need the metal.
Yeah, you could do that if you have the metal.
Still got like 4 Wanti scimitars.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my thing, I can summon a heavy crossbow. Oh, we have a ballista, don't we? Or a
I have a crossbow.
An
I have a
arbalist.
siege crossbow.
a siege crossbow. Excuse me, not an arbalist. A siege crossbow.
You're trying to make a point?
Could we like fashion an arrow that holds the grappling hook that we could fire that is attached to the rope?
Yes.
Would the rope be able to hold Mackinac?
Good
Potential.
question.
Huh.
How much does Mackinac weigh with all of his stuff?
Probably a lot.
Probably a lot.
I want a ballpark, like 300 or 400 pounds at least.
300 or 400. The grappling hook could probably handle that without bending. Maybe. I'd say it would be close. I'd say it would definitely be fine for the other teammates to go across it, but for Mackinac, it's probably like, we don't really know if this is going to hold up.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Also, Illusion, request from Twitch chat.
I don't care, though.
Clanran would like to know how flammable Yantish is.
Oh, well, that's nice.
There you are, sir.
So, like, here's the thing. If we can get them all outside of the tower,
Mhm.
we have 3 fireballs we can just cast down on them into the pit.
I don't
Right.
think they want to. I don't think they want to leave
They
the
don't
tower
want
though.
to leave the tower. But
Well, it's
what
fine,
if
then you
we
just-
can get them to leave the tower?
You just start from
I
the top
like
and clear them
that.
out.
Right? Like, it's
That's
not
right.
they don't want to, but what if we, like, don't really give them a choice? What if we're like, hey, it's a really good idea for you guys to leave the tower?
That's why I kind of
And
like
you
the
do.
trebuchet idea, because it's like, you know, they gotta go out and deal with it, because
Yeah.
eventually we'll knock that tower down.
How
Just
about
might
this
take a
though?
day or two.
You got arms of Hadar, right? You
Or
throw
the hunger.
hunger. You throw the hunger of Hadar around the bottom. We fight down from the top. Eventually, they're all gonna get stuck on a couple of floors. That's when you fire them.
And I got 2 hungers. 2 hungers of Hadar. Potentially.
But we still need them outside, right? Like, it's what if they just hole up inside and just decide like we're not going to do anything / fire arrows out?
Well, no, because it's fine. Because if we can get up top there, right? There's windows. You just throw shit in the windows. If they're all hiding in one floor, it's a pretty big radius of that spell, right? You throw a fireball in the room. Boom. Room explodes.
I'm wary about fighting around the edges of this tower, because I feel like snakes can like slither on walls where people cannot.
Probably
Okay,
safe.
here. Now I'm throwing this out there. I don't think it's a serious suggestion, but I'm throwing it out there just for, you know, the thought process. We tunnel under the tower and collapse it from below.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that one, dog.
Just throwing it out there.
Alternatively, we don't tunnel it, but we still collapse the first floor somehow.
Oh, we timber this shit. We make this into the Tower Pisa.
I mean, it's got
There
a
you go, see?
foundation,
That could work.
right? We just sort of
If we
melt
fuck
it
up the
out.
foundation, that thing will just tip over.
Because our goal here is to get them to fuck off and come down to the first floor with us, right? We want them to come to us so we can kill them, not us run through their death maze.
Yeah, so we
So-
should just make every floor the first floor.
Question: how many shots would it
Well
take
said.
of like force damage
To actually,
repeatedly at the base of the tower to do something?
I think it would depend on the scale. If you're talking like small
My
firearms,
gun.
you could shoot at it endlessly and do nothing. If you're talking magic, same thing. If it was something really big, though, well, then you might be able to do something. Like if you had a scroll of earthquake, then we'd be talking like, okay, that might actually have an effect.
How about 2 Eldritch Blade per level?
What about fireball?
Yeah, those just thrown at it wouldn't do it.
Okay.
But if you used fireball to hit maybe like a structural support or a weak point, that could do it. But just shooting it at like a tower of this size, yeah, the blast wouldn't be enough. It's a blast of flame, not like, like a cannon shot.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Clan, no. The person that had... Oh, wait, actually... Does Lenry have Shape Earth?
Shape Earth? No. I mean, I have the possibility of meld into stone, but that's not what we need.
Could have just moved stones, like,
Mm-hmm.
1 stone at a time with Gaius. Well, with the tools that we have currently,
Yeah, I got nothing for collapsing a tower. I'm sorry.
yeah, I think we just have to clear it.
I think magic. I mean, we could build a siege. Like, we could literally just make a trebuchet and start launching things at the tower.
It's a superior siege weapon.
But what would we put into?
We'd find some big rocks.
How would we lift it?
Mackinac.
DM?
Could Mackinac lift large rocks to a point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could we create
Are
a
there
pulley system to lift the large rocks?
Yeah, probably. You got a lot of rope.
We got a lot of rope, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got mending to like tie the rope back together if we cut it. Like, it's infinite rope.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a lot of
We
rope.
have any... Well, actually, wait, we wouldn't know. How many days we would have to actually do this.
Till the end of fall.
End of fall. Oh, so we've got a while, provided we didn't
Full
time
season.
skip a ridiculous amount.
How much you want bet that's gonna happen?
I
Full
mean,
season though.
Potentially. I mean,
it's definitely possible.
We traveled a whole bunch of days. How many days have we been traveling for, Lucian?
Well,
I don't know. I don't keep any notes.
we were traveling for a total of like... I think it was a total of like 10, 11 days. But the last date we had was,
The first of summer, yeah.
no, the last of summer.
Fucking ass.
You are a snake person.
So okay, with this
Oh,
power
wait.
too, like if
Wait,
we want to
here's an idea.
stir, we want to
Excuse you, he's
stir
a little
things up.
poke.
Like I have that invisible potion. Perhaps one of these floors is the barracks. Perhaps at night when they're all sleeping, I walk up with a scroll of fireball invisible.
Question, Lucian.
Yes.
If you're concentrating on a spell while invisible, is that okay? If you like cast a spell, concentrate on it, and then drink an
Let me-
invisibility potion.
Let me read that.
I mean, you just can't cast it while invisible.
Right, it's like you cast it and then immediately chug the potion, and you can just continue to concentrate while invisible, I think.
So what's the question? You want to concentrate on a spell while invis?
For example,
No.
Spirit Guardians. No?
No, because once you're casting invis, that's another concentration spell.
It's not casting.
No, not casting, drinking an invisibility. That doesn't Cold Coat have a?
Oh, you want
Invisibility
to
potion?
cast a spell that's concentration, then drink an invis potion.
While continuing to concentrate on it.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, because the invisibility potion doesn't require concentration.
Okay.
Yeah. If it was like a scroll, which would require concentration, then you'd be hooped. But a potion just does its effect.
On a side note, do any of us have invisibility?
No.
I just have the potion.
Okay. So like I'm thinking like, wait, yeah, Lenry has level 3 spells, cleric spells, right? I'm hoping. Maybe. Find out next time. Koala. Koala.
Koala?
Sorry. What?
You're
You have
dead.
level 3 spells, right? You're dead. You died. We're looting your body.
They
Okay.
rolled you down the crater.
Fair enough. I just zoned out there hard.
So you have level 3 spells, right?
Yes.
As clerics, you can get Spirit Guardians even if you don't have it already. Like, we could wait a day and you can get it.
Yeah.
We could just send Lenry in invisible with Spirit Guardians. Doesn't have to do anything. Doesn't even have to go into the tower. Just standing on the outside of the tower, everything within a 15-foot radius starts taking damage.
I'm pretty sure if they took damage from my spell, that would make me visible now.
Does it work that way? Because, like, you're not taking an action or bonus. Like, it's just like a passive thing.
I don't know.
Wait, let me look at Invis.
Invis ends when you attack or cast a spell. So even if you drink a potion and then go to cast Spirit Guardians,
No, cast
well,
Spirit
if you want to do it
Guardians,
before,
If I'm
yeah.
holding it
are
and I'm
allowed
down there,
to be stupid
The spell
broken.
ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. It's like what I'm asking is, does concentrating on an already cast spell count as casting a spell?
Yeah,
and
interesting.
Right.
I think that would probably be a cheese that I wouldn't allow.
Okay.
I think
So
some
that's what I'm
spells
thinking.
I would probably let you do that, but something like just being an Invis Guardian thing walking around, I don't know. That seems
Well,
like
I mean,
a
here's the
bit...
thing though. If we had a wizard, the wizard could cast it on somebody else, and the wizard concentrating. The cleric is concentrating. It's two separate concentrations that don't matter.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, hey, at least we asked for me and not for the walking tank.
I don't have
cleric.
level 3 spell slots.
Oh, do you not?
No, I have one
Oh.
level fighter.
He also can't
Oh.
drink potions.
True.
Oh, any potion? I thought it was just healing potions.
No, you just
I
you're
guess
a
that makes
robot.
sense.
You can't drink potions.
Oh, and I can. It won't do anything.
Yeah, you can pour oil on yourself if you want to be a weirdo.
I can pretend to drink poison and do a whole Shakespeare thing and like, I'm passing into the next life. No.
I mean,
Play dial-up sound.
Is there a way we can send Akanar in to just kill everything and tank?
I mean, if we wanted to just hit them at multiple times, right? You could sneak in with a fireball, hit a whole bunch of them, and then when they're freaking out, we could run up. I got silence I can throw down if they're going to start casting spells.
I got the Hunger of Hadar, which is just 20-foot radius sphere of darkness and cold damage and tentacles.
Plus Spirit Guardians on top of that, and then just kind of fight them coming up or from different directions.
I mean,
Just like full on siege, hit them with everything we got.
if I can
Plan wants us
convince
to build a
Illusion
floating snake.
of the original plan, I am somewhat squishy. If they get 3 hits in, I'm probably dead.
Well, they're not going to get any hits in. That's the idea.
If you want to turn into an Invis Spirit Guardian walking around, does Spirit Guardian center on yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
It's basically Leshrac.
I
with,
will let you do it.
I mean, that sounds like a plan.
Illusion is basically Leshrac with Diabolic Edict and Cloak Dagger.
I will let you try it.
Putting it in ability draft terms.
Yeah.
That's one option. All we have to do is essentially protect Lenry as
How-
as she
I mean-
makes a circle around the outside of the tower. You don't need to go into the rooms. It's a 15-foot radius on Spirit Guardians. It's a 15-foot radius tower. If you like circle around, you can like hit almost every part of the tower.
And there's
Yeah.
stairs on the outside. Yeah, that was the thing that
I
was
think
said.
that's what it was, right? There's,
Yeah,
the stairs are on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it lasts for 10
minutes.
minutes.
And then you have
Or up to
3
10
slots.
minutes.
Or 2 slots.
2.
Okay, so we have in theory.
But if I
20
cast
minutes.
it again, though, I will stop being visible.
Right. But I
So-
think, like, the invis was like, you can sneak around, and if you're invis, they don't know you're there. All they see is a bunch of, like, weird spirits floating around doing damage.
We'd be hitting them from other directions, hopefully, at the same time.
Yeah,
so they
we,
wouldn't
like,
be-
the rest of the party would probably be at the base of the tower, slowly working our way up, while Lenry just runs through the tower, doing damage as she passes through rooms.
And if things go poorly, I can just cast a fireball on myself. And hopefully take whoever's around me with me.
All right. And then
I'm-
one last thing. Can we
I'm
see-
essentially a holy suicide bomber.
Can we strap Lenry to Machinar's back and just have Machinar run through?
I can designate him
Like,
to
ignore
not
the
be hit
invisibility, just
by
have-
spirit guardians.
Just turn Machinar into a mount for Lenry to just then use Spirit Guardians as he runs through.
I designate creatures that spirit guardians won't hit, so
Yeah.
he'd be safe.
I'm
for
just
me,
watching
anyway.
Lucian's face through all of this, and it is so entertaining.
Wouldn't you want to drink the potion though and sneak up, and then they'd think that for whatever reason, like maybe all the spirits and stuff are coming from Mackinac?
Oh yeah, so they wouldn't
Oh.
hit me.
That's
So
true.
they wouldn't even know that you're there. It's
Right,
just they see
we
Mackinac
throw in
coming.
Machinar as the bait. They see Machinar, they see spirits. Let's kill Machinar.
And,
Not
and they
even
can't
50,
hit you
it
anyway
is.
because you're stupid AC. So
Exactly.
And if we want, I could try to sneak up and then do something up on the higher floors.
I mean, yeah, we could send in Colcoat, Earl
oh, and you could cast Shield of Faith on yourself too.
I could, yeah.
Now that we have Pass Without a Trace, it's much easier for, us to actually infiltrate the tower,
Mhm.
right?
I just want to say this now. Those of you watching, if this works, someone please clip it.
All right, can we try this solution?
Wait, what are we trying? I don't think we had a final plan. We're just throwing
Yeah.
ideas.
I
I think all the ideas thrown together is the
yeah, that sounds like the best plan we have. We either win or we die.
Like
That's
one
it.
one part of the plan is we send in Machinar and Lenry. Lenry is invisible while having Spirit Guardians act. Machinar acts as a tank to draw fire. Lenry just stands there doing damage passively while concentrating, right? That's one part. We have 3 other people that can be doing stuff. So what are they doing?
Shooting.
I would like to try to get in there, and then maybe I can find a barracks and throw a fireball in one of the floors.
What if? Okay, here's a plan.
I mean, definitely, me and Mackinac have to be the leading charge.
Yeah, no, here's the idea though, right? Wanti can't fly, right? As far as we know, Wanti can't fly.
I'm
So
pretty sure they
What the hell
can't.
is this?
I'm pretty
What
sure
is
they
this
can.
leading
I
to?
really hope they can't. If we're at the bottom of the staircase and they're like 1 or 2 stories up, they're probably not going to jump off, because if they did, they'd probably just break their legs, right? Or kill themselves.
Yes.
Probably.
Both good options.
But, I mean, like, we have no issue with that, right? If they choose to do that, they're probably not going to. If we can secure the first floor and the second floor within like a minute, then we can just slowly work our way up. And like, it's not even like they have range on us, because they can't shoot us from a distance, because they can only shoot us from the staircase.
Oh,
I'd
do
be
you
worried
want
about
us
our
to
way up the
like?
staircase.
I could
I'd
put
be
a.
worried about 2 things. The first one being the higher up we go, the higher chance that, like, one of us can get knocked off, right?
Well, no, you just go
or,
inside and just don't go near the edges, right? And
Yeah,
they're all
I
mages, right?
understand.
Like they're all wearing robes and shit. Doesn't seem like any of them are super strong.
I mean, we could make like a like climbing kit thing with the rope and like tie ourselves to the tower and like slowly progress and like move like pittons and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
and even if
also
they're mages, we
worried
don't have to worry about silence or anything because our spells are already going.
If we take too long, I think they might send out reinforcements. So, like, another message spell or
Sending.
Well, message doesn't go
Mhm.
far enough.
or sending was the one I was thinking of. Sorry.
Did we see any casters at that outpost, or were they all just like regular dudes?
There was the weird wizard boy.
Wait. If you do, you can't cast on a like for silence when it says cast on a point. You can't choose like a person. It has to be like a stationary point, right?
I would assume it would need to be stationary.
Okay. So I can do silence as Mackinac, and the first 2 stories would be silenced.
Well, and we could also just sit off in the bushes somewhere and do silence, and they wouldn't hear where any of the shots are coming from.
Yeah.
While you guys are here at the top of the lip, you do notice something about the tower. There's the large bonfire in the snake's mouth that burns there. And while you guys are taking measurements of the tower and examining all the rope that's been brought and going over possible plans, you do notice something. The flames suddenly change color and they flash to like a deep red, and then they change back to an orange. And after that, you see what looks like the people who are kind of wandering from the different points on the steps. They all seem to take this as something of significance and momentarily, look upwards towards the top of the tower and then continue going about their business.
Do they appear alarmed, or it was like informational?
No, they just kind of they pause and look at it and then just keep going.
It's a clock. My God.
It could be.
I mean,
yeah, it's 2:00. It's lunch.
Regardless of what that means, for our quote-unquote plan to happen, we have to wait till tomorrow.
Okay. With you guys all up here, having seen the flash, you start to lay out a plan. You have quite a few things at your disposal. Some things back in town would have been good to have picked up, but you did bring a good deal of supplies. There's much in terms of rope, lots of healing, invis potions, all sorts of weird things that you could do, grappling hooks that could be made. But we'll end the session here. You guys will have a whole week to figure out what it is that you want to do. And I think that that's probably a good thing, because it goes without saying that if you guys fuck this up, there might not really be a plan B. So...
Plan B is always
I mean, death is sort of the ultimate plan B.
Okay, well, here's the thing. If I am not back home by session next week, I'm going to be on my phone. So at least a part of this. Someone else will have to roll my dice.
That's okay.
That's fine.
We can do that.
But
At least you don't have to. You just have to stand there and hide, right? Once you get up.
yeah, but I won't have to really do anything.
If we end up
other
having
than exist,
a catastrophe where multiple people are missing, you can always postpone the sesh or something like that. This is like a huge encounter, like table talk. It's a big encounter, right? So if that happens, that's fine. Just let me know. Keep me posted. But anyway, players, I think you did really well. You avoided a massive army. You managed to defeat some strange jungle creatures that whose identity still eludes you. And you managed to make it to the destination for your final quest. We'll see if you can please the angel and accomplish this task she's given you. And we'll find that out next time. To the audience, thanks for coming by. Good to have you. Patrons couldn't do without you. And we have some more D&D on Wednesday, so you can tune in for that. We'll see you next time. Adios.
Peace.
I mean, I do think this is the best plan we've ever had.
Yeah.
We've had some pretty knocking plans before.
I just think that once the giant, big snake boy comes out, we're all gonna die.
Well, no, if we're in the tower, we're fine.
And
I don't
we'll
think there
just-
even is a big snake boy in this one, because where would he even fit? The doorways are too small.
It's
Here's-
possible that there
There have to
is
be a
one.
reinforcement, unless
See-
they can summon him. Right.
Maybe he's
I'm
on
gonna-
a diet.
Thinking that it just sort of slithers up straight vertically.
I'm gonna suggest this. If we so happen to be able to capture the tower, I say we claim it as a remote location for Catman Robotics.
In the middle
sure
of the
Celestine
Yuan-Ti jungle.
I'm sure Celestine would be super for that.
Our sister location. Yeah, we're franchising. Recently got a place out in the fucking Yuan-Ti jungle.
I mean, this will be like
Snake people like in Sayas like robots.
We've got a grand opening at the end of fall.
I mean, this will
This
be like
is like-
research and development.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure. This isn't like the Yuan-Ti's home base. Like, this isn't where all of them are, right?
This is like a day and a half away from that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You guys
yeah,
are
yeah.
close to the shit. Anyway, I'm gonna kill stream. Peace, stream.
Bye, stream.
See you.
Adios.